And we are live on a Saturday stream on this channel. I see a lot of people in chat shocked. People saying I'm late. That's what Steph says. Come on. I'm just a little bit late. We're just getting everything ready to go. But it is good to see everybody on a Saturday stream with some of my patrons and channel members and biggest supporters. So a shout out to each and every person who's on here on stream with me. And since you guys may not know them, I will let them introduce themselves. First, the official hype man for RK Outpost, Biggles Metz himself. Biggles, how are you doing?
Good. How are you doing, Ryan?
Well, I'm doing fantastic. Let's hear more about you for people that don't know you.
So I am the official hype man now. It was unofficial at first, but now it's official. I stream on Twitch. I don't know what times I'll be streaming a lot, but it's usually Wednesday and Thursday is like the main times I'll actually stream. I stream a whole bunch of random games. It's quite entertaining. So you guys should check it out. And then the reason why I decided to support Ryan is I was in hanging out with Young Rippa in Twitch chat on his Twitch stream, and we rated Ryan, and Ryan was awesome. So ever since then, I became a Patreon member. I've been dropping a whole bunch of gift channels in his Twitch, the Geeks and Gamers Twitch. Basically, anybody who works on the Geeks and Gamers, I drop gift subs in their Twitch. So yeah. And then the community has been great. So it's been awesome to get to hang out with all of you guys and meet you guys.
Awesome. Yeah, man. And appreciate you because I'm glad that you came. Young Ripper rated you at a moment. I don't know what I was doing, if I was raging. I don't know what was going on, but I'm glad you found your way to me, man, because you've been so awesome. And again, Steph is going to be dropping links to everybody, whether they have a Twitch, a YouTube, whatever, just their Twitter. She's going to be dropping links. Make sure you follow and support all these guys because they are such supporters of the movement, of the channel, of everything. So thank you, Biggles. And we're gonna preview a little video from you that you just made today as well later on. So that should be fun. And then we also have 97 Bravo, my man. How's it going?
Not too bad. How's everybody doing tonight?
We're doing good. We're doing good. Let everybody know a little bit about you and about what you do over on your channel. Other than expose people.
That's sort of a side project that kind of didn't get out of hand, but it's taken up a lot of my time. So got the YouTube channel, got the Twitch channel, Facebook, Twitter, and started off, wanted to do a YouTube channel because why the hell not? And yeah, if you head there, you'll find some interesting nuggets that me and Itchy Baka have been sort of deep diving about Jason Ward, and he's the guy over at MakingStarWars.net, the big leaker that has quite the interesting background that even though I haven't made a video in a little bit regarding him, it doesn't mean that we've stopped looking and that information isn't coming in. So that's what we're doing now. And over on Twitch, I like to do either Call of Duty, shooters. Haven't gotten into Fortnite yet, but my daughter's getting into it, so I think maybe I'll probably end up doing that as well. And I got to get back on Twitch. I've been away from that for a little bit as well. A lot of stuff going on around the house.
That's an excuse, though. That's your excuse to play Fortnite. Some people don't have those excuses, so you can at least use that.
It is, and they also got me to get them a Switch. So we have Mario Kart, and I've been practicing that and trying to figure out, with Ryan's help, trying to figure out how to get that up on Twitch as well. So I look forward to that.
Oh yeah.
Maybe one of these nights I'll lead into Geeks and Gamers as they do their Mario Kart rage, and I'll go over there and rage you with my 5 people.
Well, it sounds good, man. Hey, that's the thing I love about Twitch. I know a lot of people hate Twitch for a lot of reasons. One of the things I love is how you can interconnect with different communities, and you can raid them, they can raid you back, all that good stuff. So, all right, but thanks for being here, man. Really appreciate it. Good to talk to you.
Yes.
And then we have right below him, we have a man who looks like just an angel in the sun. He looks like Zack Snyder. Lost Jedi 22. How are you doing?
I'm doing well.
Nice tie.
Thank you.
That is nice.
It was a bitch. It was a bitch to get tied up, but finally got it right.
Now, Lost Jedi has done a couple things, made some actual really good videos on his YouTube channel, but then he decided to take it down because he's just not a YouTuber. But
hey, no.
But he does do some awesome things Saturday nights over on Geek Blend's channel. Why don't you tell people about the Raging Geek Jedi show?
Yeah, it was a show that actually started as a result of your Discord chat. From your Sunday night streams, we, Raging Rhino, myself, and the Geek Blend were just hanging out and chat, and we talked for hours and hours just bullshitting about Star Wars and other random things, and we just kind of said, hey, we should just do this on a stream if we're gonna sit here and talk for so long, and that's kind of how the show was born. And we're gonna be doing our 11th episode now tonight, which is amazing because it doesn't feel like time has gone by that much, but it's a really fun time. Got a lot of loyal people that come see us every week, and we appreciate it. And hope to see you tonight.
Hell yeah. Awesome, man. And that is cool that it did start because you three were always the ones who would come out. And if you guys don't know, if you're a channel member or if you are a patron and you get that tier set in Discord, after every Sunday stream, I do a hangout it depends how long I have, but for a while where we just chat about, how the stream went or about other stuff in my supporter voice chat. So definitely check that out if you are a member or patron or anything like that. And it's cool that that's how that started, man. So thank you for being here. And there's Geek Blend. It's all because of you, Ryan. I will take I will take all of the credit and none of the blame. That is typically how I like to do it. So that's good to hear, man. Glad you're here. And we also, for the first time here on the channel, and I think the first time we've actually spoken, I have Mexican Iron Man.
Free tacos.
Free tacos. Well, listen, that'll get anybody hooked right there. How are you doing, man?
Great, brother. Great. I can't say I have much of a channel. I'm more of a fan of everybody's channels. But I bounce around between next Friday I'll be on Doomcock stream. Tonight I'll be on EBN. After this, Echo Base Network. I guess the one thing I'm doing right now, being so pissed off with how things went with JJ taking Star Trek and with what happened with Star Wars, I'm sharing a writing contest, a short story writing contest that's being sponsored through Echo Base Network. There's over 2,000 in prizes. I'll go grab the link. There's a video that has the instructions. The due date's June 15th. I just got to come up with a short story as picking up before JJ in 2009 and before Disney screwed things up. And there's over 2,000 in prizes, first, second, third. It's an amateur writing contest. The idea is that it's our opportunity to let people in the fandom menace get their creative side out, especially people that are rookies and stuff. And I'm really excited to do it. Really happy I raised the money for it. And the idea is just to hopefully get some people that's got some creativity in their head to get a chance to make some cash, as we come out of this thing that shall not be named, and support one another. So that's it. So I'll go grab the link, and that's kind of what I'm working on right now for next month.
Awesome, man. Yeah, and you can just go ahead and throw that link in the private chat here on the StreamYard, because we have we have Steph who is getting all the links and everything. She'll be able to grab it from there. Okay. So, but yeah, thank you guys. So we have these fine gentlemen here with us for about the first hour of the show, and then we're going to rotate out and get some other people on here. And Rosetta Allen in the chat says Ryan is a doofus. Thank you for all the love, Rosetta. I appreciate that. But yeah, so one of the things that I did want to talk about, and I know, listen, it's probably been talked to death, but there's a reason. One, because there's nothing going on, and two, because it's such a crazy moment for fandom, and that is everything surrounding DC and the Snyder Cut. I obviously had this celebration stream on my channel yesterday. You've seen a lot of different reactions, both from the mainstream media, basically vilifying the release the Snyder Cut movement as a toxic fandom. You've seen a lot of YouTubers in support. You've seen a lot of YouTubers skeptical of the whole thing. I want to know, one, what your thoughts are about the Snyder Cut itself, and then also what you think about like the movement in general, what that kind of means for fandom. So Biggles, let's start with you.
So I'm going to start by saying this. I have not seen any of the DCEU movies except for Shazam. and that's because I don't really care much for the characters in DC. But I am so happy that Release the Snyder Cut is happening because of you, Lethal, and what it actually means, because the fans finally won something. They've been asking for something and they're finally getting it. So that's important. And then I forgot the rest of the question.
Well, that was basically it. Obviously, you probably don't care too much about the Snyder Cut if you don't care about the movies. But yeah, the fan part of it, that was a great, man. That's kind of how I thought most people would be during this. So that's really cool take, especially because you don't have you don't have any skin in the game per se. That's pretty cool. What about you, 97?
You know, I'm one of those rare people, I guess, that enjoyed Man of Steel, and I liked the build up to it. The first trailer we got where he puts his fist on the ground and the rocks start to move around it. I thought, I at the very least, I thought it was an interesting, engaging take on the story that we all know and love. And Zack Snyder is, as far as I'm concerned, one of the best directors out there right now.
Yep.
And you can really tell the tonal shift. Think what you will about Batman versus Superman. The tonal shift from Man of Steel to Justice League, I think that there was entirely too much Joss, or whatever the hell his name is.
Yeah.
The guy who came in afterwards, after the tragedy in Zack Snyder's family to take over and finish. I think there was a lot of it that didn't need to be done. That was done just for the sake of him getting more. It comes down to numbers in Hollywood, and I don't want to go off on a tangent, but it comes down to numbers as far as whose name appears where in the credits. And Joss had to do so much in order to get in there. But given the tragedy, I just knew that Warner Brothers wasn't going to give him the directing credit. But I would love to see. I'm not a hardcore Zack Snyder, give us the cut. I'm not beating that drum.
Mm-hmm.
I am extremely interested in seeing his cut, though, because I just watched the extended version of Justice League on Blu-ray or whatever a few nights ago, and he dropped the ball, man. I mean, there's some spots where I'm like, you can see tonal shifts. At least I can, and I don't know. I'm not a big HBO streaming, get as many streaming services as I possibly can type of guy, but I will definitely get it the month that comes out, because I think it's a win for fans. I think that when you have what's going on with Star Wars, when you have what's going on with the largest IP probably known to man, this side of the MCU, I think that people stood up and took notice. I think that they didn't want to become another casualty of the fandom menace and the movement that we're sort of creating and the dust that we're kicking up as far as our displeasure with the direction that Kathleen Kennedy's Lucasfilm has taken Star Wars. And so people are taking notice. I mean, there's also going to be shit that is going to come out of it that we're not going to want, like, the 4-hour cut of Ghostbusters or whatever the fuck that dude was talking about.
That seems like it would be a good thing, like 4 hours of just Chris Hemsworth standing there with his shirt off. I think it would sell tickets.
Yeah, okay.
It would probably sell more tickets than the first one, yeah. If you told me it was just going to be Chris, even I would probably be more interested in just Chris Hemsworth with his shirt off than I was in that original movie, to be quite honest.
The dude cuts well. I mean, I got to give him that. He in the original Thor, that dude cuts well. I mean, some people have it and some people don't, but.
Well, and the thing is, you're right. You're 100% right. You're going to see a lot of different people and fandoms try to take advantage of that momentum that was created by the Snyder Cut. And to be honest, go for it. If you can show a studio that that you have enough people and they're passionate enough that it will be worth it for them to make, say, Solo 2, then you know what? Go for it. I'm not going to try to stop you. I might tell you that I think that that's dumb, and I don't think that there's probably that many people. But listen, Release the Snyder Cut was a thing. The hashtag Release the Snyder Cut was a thing for 2.5 years. 2.5 years, constant promoting, constant, constant activism on Twitter and doing fundraisers and things like that to help promote this thing, to the point of buying billboards in Times Square during New York Comic Con, flying planes over Comic Con in San Diego with the message Release the Snyder Cut. They proved to AT&T, at least, if not Warner Brothers, that there is some value in doing this. There are a lot of people that want to see it. So, go ahead and do it. You know what I mean? And that's the cool thing to see. So if anybody else wants to try to do it, go for it. The difference with Paul Feig's Ghostbusters, he's the only one that wants to release that. There's no fans that do. That's the difference.
You had David Ayer too. I wouldn't mind seeing a more fleshed out version. I mean, they also have the extended cut of Suicide Squad out there, which I prefer. But this has been going on since the 80s, man. I mean, I don't know why these outlets are pretending like this is just something that popped up with the Phantom Menace. I mean, this is why we have 18 cuts of Blade Runner. I mean, and then the final definitive director's I'm not doing any more cut that finally came out. I mean, this is what we've had. You know what I mean? It's been going on for a long time, and there are some studios that are receptive to it. There are some directors, and it just seems like, to your point, that AT&T was like, why not do it? I mean, shit, why not? Yes, it's $80 million on top of what's already been spent in order to realize this to HBO, but I don't know, man. I got to tell you that it is in a time where the Sonys and the Naughty Dogs are flipping off the fans. I think AT&T came in at the right time and just struck a nerve and said, you know what? Let's do it. Why not? And you got to applaud that.
Yeah, man. Lost Jedi, it's just the perfect fucking profile right now for this conversation, obviously. But
look at that grin on his face.
Yeah,
look at the grin.
Smiling, man.
I'm so happy. I'm going to hide my teeth.
It's like an optical illusion. I think it's getting bigger as we're sitting here.
Yeah, exactly. Look at the sun shining behind. Dawn of a new day.
Exactly. Our glorious Lord, Zack Snyder. What say you,
That's right,
Lost Jedi, about this?
Couple things. One, I'm excited. I wasn't on board initially for the Release the Snyder Cut thing. I thought it was like a joke or wasn't a real thing. But as evidence came out that, hey, there might be something to it, I was happy to use the hashtag. I wouldn't say I was like a big pusher of it, but I'm extremely happy to see it. I love Man of Steel. To me, that's my Superman. I know a lot of people didn't like it, but that's okay. One thing I didn't like was like this reaction when this thing finally gets announced, that there was, people out there who were like rooting against it or rooting against us. It kind of felt like, well, we're going to get what we want and that's not fair or that's not right. And I don't want it to push us into a trap where now, like, in order to not be hypocrites, we have to support every ridiculous cut or idea or fan movement that's out there. This was a movement that was years long. The director was never a dick to people who didn't like his movies, unlike a Feig, who definitely accused fans of misogyny and all that. Snyder never went down that road. He's always been positive. He's just kind of like put his stuff out there. So I think it's different there. And, if somebody wants to announce some ridiculous cut of some movie or push for a sequel like Solo 2, it's fine. But like, I don't feel like if I say, hey, that's a dumb idea, it's the same thing as people who said, oh, I don't want to see the Snyder Cut after 2 years and it finally being announced. I think the two aren't equal.
Yeah.
And, you got to understand, like, Snyder Cut people have been kind of vilified, mocked, and ridiculed for years over it too. It's not like it's a little personal for those who are really pushing for it, because not only they don't want the movie, it's like they hated the people that did want it. Like they really did. They mocked us, and I don't know why. I guess it was the cool thing to do. I think DC's kind of the popular thing to hate.
Yes, specifically Zack Snyder's DCEU.
Yeah. I mean, everybody claims, oh, I love this. They complain about all the carnage and in Man of Steel and in Metropolis or whatever city you want to call that. And They're like, hey, I love the Superman cartoons. And it's like, well, he threw people through buildings and smashed blocks in the cartoon all the time. That's kind of a normal thing in the Superman world if you watch the cartoons. So yeah. I just thought a lot of the criticism really wasn't fair. And it just seemed a little overly personal against the people that liked it.
Yeah, it really did. And that was the thing too for me. It's one of the reasons that to be honest, that I came to the fandom menace in the first place was because of my experience as an expanded universe fan. As an expanded universe fan who, when I said, I don't want this new stuff, this is the shit that I want, the shit that I've been reading and like putting money towards and devoting my time to. And they were like, oh, you're just bitter. You just don't like that it's a woman. You're just racist, sexist. I'm like, no, I'm not. These are the stories that I want. And then when I see a couple years later that same thing happening to Phantom Menace, I'm like, that was one of the things that drew me to the critics of The Last Jedi and to be a part of this community. And you kind of have similar things with the Snyder Cut fandom, this fan movement that started 2.5 years ago that has been called, hateful, that has been called toxic. All of these things that have been vilified. And it's fucking trash. To answer Brian's question, Outpost, do you think the actor who played Aquaman was good enough for the role? I think that Jason Momoa is actually a very interesting topic. And in one way, that's why I like Zack Snyder so much, because Jason Momoa it's a race change from the original superhero. But I didn't see a single person complaining about that because Zack Snyder doesn't care about woke shit in his movies. Basically at all. So that was never a concern for anybody that he was doing it to kind of win points.
It also wasn't celebrated by SJWs?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's very true. It wasn't. Not at all, in fact. And I'll let Mexican Iron Man talk next because I know he is very passionate about this subject. Even though he's Mexican Iron Man, he cares a whole hell of a lot about DC.
I was born in America, though. Texas. Story, though. I don't know. Here's the thing about the comic books. I mean, you gotta look at why did the MCU do so well? Because all of us who loved any of those characters were constantly measuring and assessing how they executed versus what was the past that we knew from the comic books, right? I mean, I think so, and I think the people that weren't maybe as well versed in the comic book history. I mean, not that they didn't take certain liberties, but they stayed pretty. I mean, the most liberties they took was with Spider-Man or Spider-Boy or Spider-Geek or Spider-Water-Boy or whatever the fuck we're going to call him. But that was the most liberties they took was with Spider-Man in the MCU, right? But with DC, I mean, I think Zach says, all right, I always do shit dark anyways. I mean, 300. The most successful Batman movies had been dark anyways. The ones that look like a clown circus didn't do so well. And I just think there were a few things that I liked, but I think it was too much for people. Like, for example, anyone who knows the Justice League knows Batman went kicking and screaming into the Justice League. I mean, he didn't found it. he didn't remodel one of his mansions to put the first big oak table, like the knights around the round table, like the king and the knights. Hell no. Batman went kicking and screaming. He's like, I don't need you mofos. You don't need me. I don't even sleep at the same time you do. I'm going to go to my cave. F you. Call me when you need me. I'm going to be doing my own shit.
Yeah, he was in most iterations. He's a fairly reluctant member in the beginning.
In some of them, he's not in at all, like Detective Comics,
Mm-hmm.
And so I think, I was always a hardcore Batman guy. And so, when I bought Batman, I always had to buy 3 or 4 versions every week in my bag, right? Because you had your Detective Comics and, So I don't know. I'm so happy though that this happened because I'll tell you this much: when you watch the extended cut, the movie makes sense. Did any of you guys see the get up at 8 a.m. California time and watch Zach when he did Superman versus? Were you there, Ryan? Did you get up and for it?
Yeah, when we did Man of Steel. Yeah.
All right. So how many of you guys did? Raise your hand. How many of us did it? When he did 3 weeks ago. All right, just me and you. That was the most insightful motherfucking thing I'd ever seen because basically what he kept doing, you remember every time there was a violent scene, he would be like, okay, they cut this part off in post-editing, but you would have seen them get up. All those guys didn't die, but it looks like they died in that scene.
Oh, you're talking about when you're talking about Batman v Superman.
Yeah,
You're talking
BVS.
about that one. Yeah,
Right.
because he did that watch party several weeks before he did the Man of Steel one, and
Right.
yeah, he was jokingly saying, because that's one of the things. All the criticisms are like, oh yeah,
Batman
like
doesn't use
kills people,
Right.
and even though there's I think in Christian Bale's iteration of Batman, he kills people. There's YouTube videos you can go watch, see all the kill counts for all the previous Batman movies. But he's like, yeah, that guy, I'm sure he's fine. I'm sure he got up right after the camera went away. Just kind of tongue in cheek, kind of making fun of everyone else's.
He dropped Joker off of a building in
but whenever he was
89.
with Justice League and some of the other ones, he always killed anyone. I mean, I still got all those comic books in the garage. But I think the thing is that when you look at what they did to the Justice League movie, when they finished it, it was an absolute comedy of horrors. It was an absolute comedy of horrors. The special effects were just freaking awful. God, they were awful. They're just comically awful, and I just thought some of the, and I don't know, maybe there was a lot of talk when he was watching the movie with the whole crowd that Sunday morning. He was saying that his wife and him wanted to develop Flash and Cyborg more and other stuff, but I don't know, man. I just think, and if you look at the stories that he tried to tell between Batman v Superman and Justice League, the Homeboy's basically taking 4 different comic book run stories and meshing them all together. And I just thought that was way too much. I mean, anyone that knows the comic books, there's just way too much. How they got together as Justice League was a way different story than when the guys came from, outer space versus when Superman dies. And these were all major storylines that were never meshed together like overlap like that. And I just thought that was way too much to try to do and tell without the proper background. And Jason Momoa, I don't know what his ethnic background is. I don't know. We'll call him honorary Mexican just so I can get some diversity representation. I don't know. But the guy how good of an actor does he need? He just needs to have big muscles. He doesn't need it like what my girlfriend said. He doesn't need to say much. He just needs to sit there, look cute, and talk to the fish.
Well, yeah, so they casted Jason Momoa for the part that they wanted Aquaman to be. You know what I mean? Like that's how I feel that they were done. It was like, hey, we want our Aquaman to be like this cool bro kind of badass surfer type of dude. So that is the person that they cast, which I think makes a lot of sense. We do have a couple super chats here. Matt G, you might have just explained something for us. Ryan, sorry to tell you, it's a big misunderstanding. It's not a Zack Snyder cut. It's a Zac Efron cut. Justice League on Ice. Well, all I can say is, listen, even if that's what it is, we're all in this together. So we'll have to go watch it. Thank you, Matt G, for the super chat. And then Justin Proper for $5. No dislikes, ladies and gents. We must dislike this. Ryan, I'm doing this for your own good, to motivate you to continue improving your channel. Well, that's try. I see 1 dislike now, Justin. Thank you for your super chat, and thank you for the motivation to get better. I appreciate it. And I saw DJ Scandalous say something. Ever since we've heard this, a lot of people have now been saying what could be next. And there's been DCEU rumors flying fucking everywhere. We've heard Cavill coming back. We've heard Cavill not coming back. We've heard Cavill coming back with J.J. Abrams as Superman. We've heard Cavill coming back for Man of Steel 2 with Zack Snyder. We've heard a bunch of Ben Affleck rumors. One that DJ Scandalous brought up in the chat was there's been a rumor out there about an HBO Max series, Batfleck versus Deathstroke, which was what was supposed to be the Batfleck movie originally before Ben Affleck bowed out. Now, you haven't watched them, Biggles. You haven't watched these movies, but have you seen Ben Affleck? Have you seen what he looks like as Batman?
Yeah, well, Steph shows the thing of him doing the pull-ups all the time,
That's so exactly right.
I at least seen him there, But
don't play that clip.
But Deathstroke is going to be Joe Manganiello, right?
Yes.
Right? Yeah, right? That dude's awesome. I love that guy. So I'll go see that movie. He's like a huge D&D guy, and I love D&D. So I'm definitely going to go if he's in the movie, So I'll go see it.
Well, that's awesome. I didn't even know you knew about Joe Manganiello. But I think that I would love to see this happen. I would fucking love to see this happen. This would be my dreams come true if Ben Affleck would come back in the Batman role. I always don't know if they can get him back after what he went through, the alcoholism, leaving the role. I don't know how familiar you are with it, 97 Bravo, but would you like to see Batfleck? Would you like to see Affleck back?
Yes. I'm all for older, wiser Ben Affleck. The shit that they were doing back in the day, the Mallrats and all that stuff, I didn't particularly get on board with him. But moving forward with Argo and I forget the name of it, but that robbery movie that he directed, The Town.
Yeah.
The Town, yeah. I would be very interested in seeing him continue. I think one of the greatest things as far as Batman versus Superman was his and Henry's portrayal of those two iconic characters. But I think Ben Affleck was the return of the Dark Knight, that sort of bitter. He's been through war. He's unsure whether he wants to continue, but he's ready to pass it off to the next group. And that training sequence where he's getting ready to fight and he's got the shirt off, he's doing the pull-ups, all that stuff. You don't quite understand what's going on until it gets to that fight scene with Superman. But that fight sequence, I have to say, between Zack Snyder and Ben Affleck, that fight sequence in that warehouse was ridiculous. It was pure Arkham Asylum. That thing just blew me away.
Even better than the comic book iteration, which was awesome when they fought.
Say that again?
When they fought in the comic book iteration, I mean that scene on the movie was just amazing. It was way better than that. Because they fought in the comic books too,
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so I think 97 is talking specifically about the warehouse scene
earlier
from BVS before, or I guess it's after the actual Batman Superman fight.
Oh,
back when he regains his humanity after Martha. But
exactly.
Yeah, well, I totally I get that.
He hugs that dude and throws him and flips him into that crate and all that. Oh, I just lost it. That's the stuff I go to movies for is that kind of shit.
See, this is the time we need Steph's StreamYard because she has all these clips laid out of like all these all the Batfleck warehouse scenes. The one where he throws the fucking box and it hits the dude and his head just fucking explodes against the back. And you see blood everywhere. And that's when Zack Snyder's like, yeah, I'm sure that guy's fine.
Oh, he's fine.
He's like, I'm sure he got up right after the camera panned off of him.
He went for bagels for the whole crew.
Well, and I think there's even a funny thing because, like, obviously Zack Snyder based Ben Affleck's, based this off of The Dark Knight Returns, Batman. Like that's who this is, a very brutal character. And I think is in that where there's a scene where he basically the face-off scene where like he's got the gun pointed at him and he's got the flamethrower and everything, and he's trying to save Martha. And he shoots the tank, right? Which then causes him to move over and ignite it and then kind of blow up. In the comic books, he shoots him right between the eyes and kills him. But there's like a clip of Zack Snyder being like, everybody was pushing me to shoot him in the head, but I was like, I wasn't going to be that guy. I wasn't going to be that guy that had Batman shoot someone between the eyes on screen.
Well, I mean, with all the shit that he went through after he had Superman kill Zod. Right. I mean, the emotional setup. Okay. So I'm a comic book guy in the sense that I have a rudimentary understanding as to who the fuck anybody is. As far as buying everything week to week, I was just never that guy. But what I enjoyed about the movie and the movie by itself was the fact that you had this emotional buildup of Zod being everything that Superman feared and being the catalyst which brings Clark out of the shadows to be the Superman that we know. And to get him to the point where he's either going to kill that family, I think it was a woman and some kids or whatever it was, with his heat vision, or stop the threat. He stops the threat, but then immediately afterwards, he hates the fact that this guy pushed him to that extent, and it makes him for lack of a better term, a much more human character in the course of that film. Not trying to compare it to, well, in the comics, this happened, or he would never have. With all that aside, and the story that Zach was telling, I think trying to tell something in 2.5 hours or 3 hours when there's, 60, 70 years worth of history, you have to give them props of just trying to bring something coherent to the screen that resembles all the fine points, all the key different points that we want him to hit. And I think that it really takes Superman from that point into Batman versus Superman, the BVS story. I think that when you get to the point where Superman is looking across the parking lot at Batman and he says, "You don't want any of this. Go home, Bruce." You feel that like this dude he's capable of that instead of this. And don't get me wrong, love Christopher Reeves, but you would never have got that from Christopher Reeves or his dad's Superman. You just wouldn't have. But in today's day and age, when they're bringing reality into it, I mean, I don't know. I just thought it was. I have no problem with Man of Steel, but then again, I don't have stacks of comics to compare to. I thought that as a movie, it was what I wanted it to be.
Yeah, me too. And I think it's okay to do different iterations of these characters. Like if they had just tried to make a straight copy of a Christopher Reeve, what would happen? It'd be like, wow, Hollywood has no creativity these days. All they can do is try to.
Superman Returns.
Yeah, it's Superman Returns.
Right, exactly.
Which was panned pretty hard. Let me catch up a couple super chats here. One by Jaegerbomb for $5. Years ago, I would have loved for an Under the Red Hood adaptation. Not so much in current year. Think there's hope of adapting rest of Bat Family. We have a Robin / Nightwing in Titans. Not my favorite series. And we also have Jason Todd in there, who could eventually become, Red Hood, and who's even expressed interest in becoming Red Hood. But I think there is. I know before Zack Snyder left, back before they kind of imploded what they were doing at the DCU, there were plans for a Nightwing movie, which I think could have been badass, and you could have easily introduced a lot of other characters in that. I think there's hope. And then Price is Right review. Yo, never stop being awesome and keep raging, Ryan. I will try Price is Right. When I'm not playing video games, it's a little less ragey, especially when I'm talking about shit that I love. So, yeah. Yeah.
Can I just say one thing real quick? I mean, he brought up the graphic novels, and I was a huge graphic novel fan. So getting the weekly stuff and getting the monthly stuff and waiting, I wasn't a fan of, but I was into the graphic novels, and I would absolutely love for them to do a Gotham by Gaslight.
Oh, that would be awesome.
Sorry, too much Corona.
That would be awesome. Oh,
but yeah, that because Mexican Iron Man knows it's a story of Batman, and it's a what if kind of thing where he's back in Jack the Ripper's time frame, and he's the one who's trying to solve that murder. And it is, I thought that's just the one that sticks out as being one of that and The Dark Knight Returns. Frank Miller is just fantastic, but Gotham by Gaslight was one of my favorite.
I loved it. I have 2 copies of the.
Ooh, look at that!
Hey.
Very nice.
It was so well done, and a lot of the pages had no what do you call it? No, there weren't words. A lot of them were just pictures. Mm-hmm. Literally like you're trying to be your own detective.
It was fantastic.
I don't know, Ryan. I don't think we get to Nightwing though. We still haven't covered like where's Green Lantern? What's the backstory of Cyborg? Flash is still quirky. Who else? Martian Manhunter. I don't know.
Well, and that's the thing. So
then there's a battle. Then there's a battle of which Green Lantern, do they pick, if any, do they like?
Right.
Jordan.
I think that it's going to be Sam Benjamin as Hal Jordan. I think you're going to see him in Zack Snyder's Justice League.
But if we're social justice warrior, shouldn't we get the black dude?
Well, you already got Cyborg. I mean, isn't that enough?
No, we need more diversity. You've got,
listen, all right, I've got your diversity.
You know, none of those count unless they're female and white and rich, right?
I've got your diversity.
You know, diversity is female white
English
privilege,
man.
right, bro?
You've got an English
the Mexicans
man.
and the black folk, we don't count. Black and brown lives don't matter in the DCEU. Hashtag brown and black lives don't matter in the DCEU, bro. On behalf of my people, I am Mexican Iron Man. Hereby takes responsibility for that comment on the Ryan Cano show.
All right, so there's only two colors that matter in DC and in Zack Snyder's DCU, and that's black and blue because the fucking fights are real. People really get fucked up in this shit. But
has Jeremy been nice to you the last 2 weeks? I haven't seen anything of you guys like since the Snyder Cut came out. Has he been nice?
Who's that?
Has Jeremy been nice to you and been like, congratulations? I haven't seen anything in the last 2 weeks. I've been busy.
I will say Jeremy's been actually very supportive of release the Snyder Cut as a movement. He still thinks it's trash. Like he thinks that the movies are trash, and he thinks that this will be trash. But as far as like listening to fans and everything, he's been supportive of it.
I've started changing my language to listening to customers. I've started changing my language. Anybody I talk to start saying we got to start referring ourselves as customers, not fans.
Consumers.
Consumers. You know what we're getting? AT&T, who knows how to give customers what they want, made Warner Brothers give the customers what they want. And by the way, by calling ourselves customers, that's how we distinguish ourselves from the social justice woke fucks.
Well, that's a lot of times on Twitter. That's how I diffuse a lot of the bullshit that comes out is referring to ourselves. Well, the consumers don't have the right to get pissed off when the shit that we're actually spending money on is garbage.
Yeah.
I mean, we're the ones who's spending the money. They work, in a sense, for us. They're trying to put out a product that we go out and spend billions of dollars on. If they put out
what you did right now by mentioning the Gaslight series, how many social justice warrior Batman fans could even know you were even going to know what you talk about? None of them. None of them.
No. They just want to go along to get along, and they want their channels and they want their magazines and their websites to get clicks because they're telling the narrative that the studios want them to tell, and that is a lot of what got.
I didn't get past the 4th episode on Batgirl, whatever fuck on the CW, Bad in Transition, whatever she is. I was hoping they'd speed things up to the point where she gets shot and Gordon fights her. I mean, wait, if we're gonna be social justice warrior, let's put her in a wheelchair. Let's let her get shot by the Joker.
Just bring that timeline in. If we're going to turn her into Oracle.
Wait, isn't that Batgirl and not Batwoman? Like, right?
Well, Batgirl does get shot and put in a wheelchair. That is true. But Batwoman, it would be much more rewarding to see her shot, probably.
She's too little to be a woman. I know she's 34, but she looks like she's 16 on. God, I don't know.
Wait, I thought it was played by Justin Bieber.
You say Justin Bieber?
So that's why it'd be Bad in Transition Girl.
Bieber.
Last Jedi, what do you think? What do you think, Last Jedi, about like kind of where they could go from here, about these Batfleck rumors or anything like that?
I'm excited, and I think the big point for AT&T to take notice is that a kind of dead property that was everybody buried after Justice League, and granted they were going to make the one Batman movie. But now it's kind of a buzz. Everybody's kind of excited about DC again. They've kind of already won. And that's kind of what I'm going to focus on. Like, I mean, I understand if Affleck doesn't come back. I really wish he would because, man, I disagree with his politics. But he's kind of a guy that I root for in Hollywood because, I want him to have his Robert Downey Jr. kind of like rebound and renaissance in his career because he's done a lot of good stuff. He's a talented guy. I liked him all the way back in his really brief role in Clerks. I want to root for the guy. Not like Ezra Miller, not so much, but
oh my God, that dude.
Yeah,
I just can't root for it. But I would love to see him come back at Batman. I would love to see AT&T put leverage on what's his name, say, hey, look, work out, or this guy will.
Twilight Boy from
Patterson.
That shit. Oh my God.
I totally agree. I don't think there's a reason why both can't exist, to be quite honest with you. I think
No, they can.
I think that I fucking hated this, and I hated this when they threw away the Star Wars Expanded Universe too. The idea that fans like are gonna be like so confused that they won't watch something because there's like 2 of something, that's fucking retarded. That's not real. Like, you didn't have anyone not show up to go see Joaquin Phoenix's Joker movie because Jared Leto was in Suicide Squad a few years before. Like fans are not retarded. Like,
particularly with superhero stuff, because we've seen how many Spider-Mans, how many Batmans already.
Well, I think there's 7 different Spider-Man issues going on right now. There's like the Symbiote one, there's the Daily Bugle one, there's the Amazing Spider-Man one, there's Spider-Man and Venom, I believe, and then there's 2 others that I refuse to buy.
We're used to it.
I have like 4 of the other ones though.
They all suck right now.
Like, even the mainstream audience is used to it, because never mind the fact that there's a whole, the CW world exists, and that didn't seem to like Smallville existed and didn't make me go, wait a minute, that's not Tom Welling, that's Henry Cavill.
But it was way too. It was that I think what they were trying to do with Star Wars was the fact that there were these different levels of canon that had been established, and that were quasi blessed off on, if not full on blessed off on, by George Lucas. And I think it comes down to money. And I think that with Kathleen Kennedy's Lucasfilm being now under Disney's flag, is that Disney wanted to remove itself as much as it could from anything that was under the previous Lucasfilm, so that they didn't have to pay royalties by using a Mara Jade or a Jaina Solo or anything like that. They wanted to just completely remove it and create their own thing, their own identity. And having done so, and with Kathleen Kennedy not understanding one fucking thing about Star Wars to save her damn life,
Right.
it became quite apparent that, well, Rian Johnson either. I mean, this dude, I don't know.
All these reshoots cost them way more money than royalty checks to a couple of book authors would have.
Exactly.
Well, on the Rise of Skywalker, most certainly, because that
on all of them. I mean, down to Rogue One to everything. Like the amount of money that Kathleen Kennedy has pissed away of Disney shareholders' money on just her inept hiring and firing of directors alone is cause for her termination. Even if you don't even like Star Wars, if you're an investor looking at Lucasfilm, you're going, this lady doesn't know what she's doing. Nope. She waits to the end to pull the plug on these things, cost us hundreds of millions of dollars.
That's absolutely absurd, especially with Solo in and of itself. I mean, having to reshoot, what was it, 85% of the entire damn thing. That was ridiculous.
Right. Way out in the game.
It is. Yeah.
And that's basically what happened in Zack Snyder's movie as well. That's the estimate. It's around 80% had to be redone, just like Lord and Miller's. Now, and I don't really blame Ron Howard for that with what he was brought in. Like, he was brought in and did basically what he was directed, in the same way that, although I hate Joss Whedon for what he did, it's not really his fault. They brought Joss Whedon in because they wanted Joss Whedon to do Joss Whedon things. So he did. And Ron Howard gave us a very safe, kind of bland story that he was able to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's, I don't know what else you would expect to get. You're not going to get something revolutionary from a guy like Ron Howard.
Now, Joss Whedon, to my knowledge, also hasn't come out and shit on this whole thing either. He's which is a surprise because he's kind of a douchebag. But I haven't seen anything where he's come out and said, no, my cut's better, this is bullshit, or I'm being treated unfair, or anything like that. He's just kind of laid low and let the fans, all right, you want the other cut? That's fine. I'll do my own thing over here.
Yep.
Well, I think the whole thing behind that, the tragedy in Zack Snyder's life, I don't think that Joss is even going to touch that. He's smart with all the bullshit going on in his background, being an SJW warrior and a secret weirdo as well. It's best if he just lays the fuck low and just lets shit. Just let this happen.
I'm willing to give him a pass because at least he's doing that. Which, I mean, again, both of these guys have been kind of stand up around the whole issue. They haven't gone through the mud or gone low. They've all kind of stayed above that fray. So a lot of respect to Snyder and him.
I think they understand. They still understand their artist first.
Well, there's that, and then they watch all the shit happened to Ryan Johnson. That dude came out and he basically stood his ground and said, "No, this is fantastic," and everyone who doesn't like it is an idiot. And that's not the way to try to get consumers to buy your product.
I think directors stick together too in a way that, it's like us versus the studio kind of mentality. So they're kind of allies against the common enemy, which is the studio executives. So like, I think they have that going too, that they're kind of like, yeah, they meddled with my version too, or they made me do this and I didn't want to do it. Like, I'm sure they gave Whedon a long list of things that he had to do to fix the movie, and he had to just do it then, or, that was his contract. He wasn't given like free reign to do whatever the hell he wanted.
No, not like Ron Howard. No, not at all.
Yeah.
Not with that kind of budget.
No.
We have a super chat here that's a question that I want to hear from Biggles, because even though he's not a big DCEU guy of these movies, I do know he likes Terry McGinnis. So for $5 from Black Phoenix, what would you think of a Batman Beyond movie or a Batman movie with Damian Wayne?
Well, the first one I would definitely love. Terry's my favorite Batman. I watched like every episode of Batman Beyond when it was on when I was younger. And then I've seen some stuff like in the comic shop, and I'll like read them in the comic shop, but I won't buy them because I don't like to support DC, because I'm a Marvel fanboy, if you can't tell by the shirt. but I would definitely go see that movie 100% because I love Terry, and I don't know what about the other part about Damian Wayne being in one. I wouldn't really care, so I probably wouldn't go see the movie unless it was in Batman Beyond, So
yeah, well, and there's a couple interesting, like I know at least one in the Rebirth storyline, the Batman Beyond Rebirth, which came out a couple years ago, where they actually have Terry find Damian Wayne, and Damian's like basically trying to kill him to get the suit and everything. It's a pretty interesting story, but I think he means a Batman movie with Damian Wayne. I don't like Damian Wayne.
I thought he meant the actor for some reason. Like,
no, you mean one of the Wayne brothers?
Yeah, I thought that's who he was talking about.
No, bro. All right, hold on. Ryan, he's your number one fan. Can you get him like a Cliff Notes and all this shit, bro? Because like
we're getting him worked out. We're getting him worked out.
We seriously need the Wayne brothers to do more current shit with the superhero genre. That would be outstanding. Because remember they did all what was the Scary Movie? Those movies were so, oh my God, they're so
the best.
They were the best. They were foul as all get out, but they were spot on with all the bullshit that was going on in those movies, man. I'm all for it. Damon Wayans and whatever, the Wayans brothers. They all need to get involved.
Yeah,
I think that'd be fantastic.
I can't believe he thought that was Damian Wayne's. Yeah, so Damian Wayne, the son of Bruce Wayne, and I've never been a fan of Damian Wayne, but I will consume anything DC at least for a second and like see if I like it or not. There are some Damian Wayne stories I like. I mostly don't like Damian, but I don't like him as a kid because he's a kid. So once he grows up a little bit, I could definitely buy seeing something like that. And then you guys, we brought up Star Wars a little bit in that conversation. I wanted to talk about, and Drunk 3PO is in the chat, everybody. I see Drunk 3PO in the chat. Thanks for being here, Jay.
Hey, Drunk 3PO.
That's right. And I also,
he's not in here. Is he not a top tier patron?
No, he's not. He's you gotta pay to play, Drunk 3PO doesn't. So but I'm really glad you guys are here with me. And then
we love you, bro. I think you've made a huge here's my toast to you. Toast again for the Snyder Cut. And I think since Jeremy recruited you in, you made a huge positive difference in the fandom minutes, and you truly have your own unique voice that no one else has on their channels. And I think we get a lot out of having you here. I'm speaking for myself. I think you're unique and you got your own. I love it when you mouth off too. I love it. I love it when you mouth off too. You know what? Jeremy's needed someone like you to mouth off to him for a while. And I love Jeremy. I love my boy.
Are you talking about me?
Yeah, when you mouth off sometimes.
I thought you were talking about Jay. I thought you were talking about Jay that whole
Well, I
time.
was first talking about Jay. We're done talking about Jay. Since he's not a top tier member, we're going to stop talking about him. Because Jay collects enough money from his hose, his Dark Council, and all his patrons that he ought to like kick some back to RK. In my opinion, in my humble opinion. But you know, I'll deal with Jay on offline on that. I mean, you know, he collects so much cash he doesn't have time to add it up. Trips around the world and all that shit. At Arcade Channel, we're like scraping our nickels together. But bro, I just want to tell you, I'm glad you stick to your guns. I'm glad you're here, and I'm glad that even with the attacks that came against you a couple weeks ago, you survived them. The channel survived. Thanks to the guys right here that helped you. You know, thanks guys for helping them. You know, not go down. And I just think we're a better fan of Minutes because you're in it.
Well, dude, I really appreciate that, man. That means a lot to me. I'm glad you guys are here. And very nice words. I agree. Jeremy does need somebody to mouth off to him every once in a while. You know, he was in his echo chamber too long of all this DCEU hate. So we brought me, Uche, and Lethal in to just fucking berate him.
Yeah. You're like, I don't care. You're like, because you have the ultimate best story. You're like, motherfucker, you recruited me. I can say whatever I want. Because you weren't even going to do a channel. Jeremy made you do a channel.
Jeremy likes The Last Jedi, man. So
Mexican Iron today. Both hands, isn't he? He's just, you know, it's a wow, dude.
That's right. He literally did the video of himself watching himself talk about the Last Jedi thing, because people keep trying to bring that up. And we do have a new member to the channel, the Revanite. The Revanite, yes, thank you so much.
Welcome.
Hail, thank you for becoming a channel member, my friend. Appreciate that. Really fun playing Rocket League the other day, man. That was really fun.
Yes, more of that. No more Mario Kart.
Unfortunately, there has to be some Mario Kart, but I love Rocket League.
Hey, bro, I got to rotate out. If you want to rotate someone in, I got to go to Echo Base Network right now. So,
no problem.
I got to run out, and love you guys. Thanks for letting me be on, and I'm going to rotate out.
It was good seeing you, man.
Later.
Peace out. Nice and bravo. I agree with everything you said, bro. I'm going to send you some comics, though.
Oh, that'd be outstanding.
You rock. See you guys later.
All right, peace, brother. All right, there we go. And we do have a couple more people. Actually, I can bring two of them on right now, who would have been on shortly anyway. And we're gonna leave Steph in the back for just a second before we bring her on. But Culture Casino and Teresa Martin. Oh no, not Teresa. Rebranding. Miss Martin Muses are both here today. So good to see you guys. Culture, how are you doing?
I'm fantastic. I'm great. I'm wonderful. I'm happy for the fans. I'm not happy for people burning down cities, but I'm happy for the fans.
Well, sometimes to make an omelet, you have to rob some stores of their 4K TVs. That's just,
that's right.
I think that's how the saying goes.
Why are they burning down Arby's though? I don't understand. Their fries.
They don't have 4K TVs, so you got to burn them down.
Yeah, but they're shakes and fries, man.
I know the roast beef and cheddar. Come on.
Oh man, that's just wrong. I was more upset about that than the banks.
I got to highlight this from Drunk 3PO. Ryan is besties. Yeah, me and Drunk, we've become best friends here on YouTube. We're going to start up a show. I don't know when it's going to be. We're going to start up I don't know if it's going to be Drunk Outpost or RK3PO. It's going to be something. We need a show on YouTube. I think that would work out really well.
Where you guys are blending?
Yes. He said we were banging. He said we were banging.
What?
Yeah. That piqued Teresa's interest. Yeah. So on stream, on stream the other day, Drunk just said, "Me and Ryan are back here banging," and just out of nowhere. I don't know where that came from. But
well, really not supposed to talk about that.
I'm sure it'll be full of clips of Mario Kart from the back.
Yeah, literally everything gets clipped. And speaking of that, in a couple minutes, we're going to play something that Biggles did, which is some clips of highlights that he did a lot of editing on. So I really want to focus on that too, because that was a really cool video that he did. But Miss Martin Muses, how are you doing today?
Doing fantastic. Always great to be on here with all these fine people.
Yeah, absolutely. It is always fun. It's been a while. It's been too long, but I'm glad. I think Teresa might have been like my first patron ever, I think. So she is stuck with me through it all. She's still here. And Teresa is just awesome. If you don't know who Teresa is your first time seeing her, you should definitely subscribe to her channel because she has some really cool content, but she's also just so supportive of everybody in the community and everyone loves her. Even when she's abandoned her name and is now Miss Martin Muses.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. Well, I'm still Teresa, quote unquote, but yes, the name of my channel is Miss Martin Muses. And it's been loads of fun. It's been loads of fun. I think I was the your first patron, and we did a really fun EU one for the topic, and that's loads of fun. I've been enjoying that, and I've been enjoying all the books, and of course, gosh, this whole Snyder cut thing, it was so exciting when it finally happened, and the way he tricked you all into thinking he wasn't going to say anything, and then he's like, oh, and you all were sitting there with your arms folded, looking all cranky, and then that person asked the question, he's like, well, maybe this will make you feel better, and then you all just lost your minds. It was so much fun.
Yes. And then Brobafett calls me out in the chat. I was about to respond. I just realized, Ryan, you said you're going to put on E-Lore video this last week. I know. I'm working on it. I'm writing the script right now. I'm writing the script right now, sir. Thank you for keeping me honest. I do appreciate that. But one thing I wanted to do, since Biggles, you worked so hard on this video, I want to, where'd that go? I wanted to show you guys a little bit of the gaming clips. If you don't follow me over on Twitch, or if you don't follow Geeks and Gamers over on Twitch, we have some fun, and I rage from time to time. So let's see. Biggles has been testing out his editing work, and I know that Teresa doesn't like it when I swear.
So it's okay. It's free country.
So I'm going to say this. I missed one F word, and then the other F words that you hear are purposely left in there for a reason.
All right. Well, let's take a look at this. I might speed it up just a little because it is 5 minutes. Let me speed it up to 1.25. And I do like the censored words. Make sure you guys check out. Biggles' YouTube channel and his Twitch channel for sure. Here we go. Meep.
Not only get an assist for that. Any words.
So every swear word is either a meep meep, a Krista beep, or meanie words. So it's all my Krista impressions over my swear words.
3 minutes of the bat flag accent. 51 people watching right now. Calm down, Alfred. Stop being any words. If there's even a 1% chance of trouble, I have to take it as an absolute certainty. Save Martha. Let's go, Jeremy. I'm trying. I have no boost. Come on. Oh, I blew my load so early on that. Yes, get in there. Yes. No fucking blue shell.
Oh, that's the one.
I'm so close. Come on. No, it's still got it. Any words? Any words? Blue shell again. Ooh, hold on. We are going back.
Oh, I like this one.
I did not see that. Look at this, guys. We all know that Selena shows the cleavage. I didn't realize her slide was like this. Just check it out for a second. Check it out. Appreciate that. I can appreciate that. I got him. I swear to God I had that dude, so I just stopped shooting.
Oh, this is a...
Still somebody up there, though. Get out of here. What?
No!
Oh, yes!
Any words? You stupid! Don't go up and I won! Yes! That's what I'm talking about! Oh my God! That's what she said? Titanic flute!
Oh, this one.
Oh, come on, baby. Nope.
This is the one time I played MLB The Show on the channel.
That's what I'm. Any words talking about? right there. 470 feet. I figured that was about the only way. Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh yes! Any words? Nice! Right there. Yes! I got Jeremy.
I was confused with what was going on, man. So my bad. If we had a lot.
Yes! Yes! There it is! That's the hat trick! That's the hat trick! Come on! Come on! Pals, they're always in the middle in this part.
We just ran right into a cow.
This
Damn it, dude.
Yes!
Any words?
I got it! I got your ass, Jacob! Yeah! Ooh, that was good! Let's be doing
Here's
push-ups.
my 40. I want the gym again. So
God, I'm so fucking
God,
out
what
of
the
shape.
that.
Respect
God.
Oh, this one's good.
Watch this. Guys, any words? Did you see that roll into the stab? Any words, Jedi? Any words? You little cry about.
Damn, dude.
Oh, no, fell off. This is like the worst game ever. God, thank you. That was Steph with the angry Anakin. And I hate you. He almost got away. We got some pieces of trash who are obviously, very upset that Geeks and Gamers and myself are successful. Just can't, any words, handle it.
Cover
Just
your
can't
ears,
fucking handle
Teresa.
how big my fucking dick is in your fucking mouth. So you had to come here. You had to come here on Gaming with Geeks the other day. You had to come to my channel. You had to come to my channel and do what you can.
No.
Fuck you, cows. Get out of here.
Stupid cow.
There it is. Thank you, Biggles. That was an awesome highlight video. Testing out your editing skills. Awesome job, dude. That's awesome. I don't like watching myself quite that much, but it is funny with all those things in there. And then we speak of retards coming in the chat and being fucking retards, and we have one right here, USS Voyager. Go fuck yourself, you piece of trash, for spamming the chat.
It's the third worst Star Trek show,
especially with that one. There you go. You can't use those words on YouTube, USS Voyager, and I'm sure you'll get fucking yeeted very shortly because you're a fucking bitch. Go fuck yourself. There you go. But that's just what happens. That's a meanie word. That's a meanie word, USS Voyager. You can't say those things here on YouTube. But we are going to start rotating out because we have somebody back here. But I wanted to give Biggles and 97 Bravo and Lost Jedi a chance to pimp their stuff one last time for all the new people that are here. Biggles, where can people find you when you're not busy editing?
Twitch.tv/Biggles_Mets, and then Twitch or Twitter Biggles_Mets as well. And then I have a YouTube channel, but I don't know what it is.
Is it just Biggles Vets?
It might be. It's whatever the video that Seth linked. Go to that. That's how you'll find my channel. I don't know what it is.
There you go. But what, you can ban words in chat? Yeah, I suppose I can. But or we could just ban them. But thank you, Biggles. Make sure you guys go check out Biggles on Twitch and support him. And I do really appreciate that, Biggles. That was really cool. 97 Bravo, where can people find you?
YouTube, Twitch, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. It's all been changed so that it's now /97 Bravo, spelled out just like you see right here. New videos coming on YouTube, new stuff coming on Twitch. I've sort of nailed down a mini schedule between me and the family, so there's going to be more content coming. Patreon, same thing. And one last thing, I tried to do it in the month of May, which is Military Appreciation Month, but it didn't work out. I'm hooked in with a charity group called Stack Up, which sends gaming type stuff over to active duty members who are deployed, as well as to disabled vets. They helped one guy out by building him a computer. I'm going to be doing a charity stream, which I'm hoping is 6 to 8 hours doing at least 2 of those in June. So you can go to my YouTube, Twitch. You can DM me on Twitter, and I will hook you up with that link, and so you can find out more about it. But yeah, I think it's a worthy cause that I will be celebrating coming up in the month of June. So
awesome, man. You definitely give him a follow. He's been doing, like you talked about earlier, some pretty awesome investigative work on our friend Jason Ward there. So make sure you give 97 Bravo a follow over on Twitch and a subscribe over on YouTube. Thanks for being here, man.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. And then we have Lost Jedi.
Hello, you can follow me on Twitter at LostJedi22, and join us tonight on the Geek Blends channel for the Raging Geek Jedi show. That should start about 11 p.m.
Awesome. Yep, definitely follow that. And I know Steph has put that link in chat a couple times. Raging Geek Jedi show is awesome. I really love the dynamic that you guys have together and that you're doing it every Saturday, same time. I think that is awesome. Now, we are gonna have you guys bounce out, and we're gonna bring Steph in, and we're waiting on Subhuman as well. But thank you guys so much for being here. Biggles, 97 Bravo, Lost Jedi. We had a great discussion. We should have made it go longer. I wish I had set aside more time for it now, to be honest. But thanks for coming on. We definitely got to do it again soon.
Absolutely.
Yes, indeed.
Yep,
Thanks for having us.
Absolutely. All right, I'll talk to you guys later.
Later.
All right. Boom. There goes Biggles. Bye, Biggles. Bye, 97. Bye, Lost Jedi. There we go. And now it's me and Culture Casino and Teresa. And we also have Angelus Draven. How are you doing, man?
Hey, I'm doing good.
Awesome. Glad you made it here. And we're still waiting for Subhuman as well. And as I speak his name, Subhuman is here. Hello.
That's right.
Subhuman.
What's going on, Ryan?
Dude, it's good to see you here, man. Thanks for coming. I was wondering, you must have just been watching, waiting for that moment.
Of course. I had to make my final reveal right here.
Oh,
there it is. There is. Now, I wish I was the first channel to have the Subhuman face reveal. I'm not that lucky, but I'm proud to, I think, be the second one after Drunk 3PO's channel.
Mara and Steph.
Or
I did it on Mars also after she went off stream.
Ah, that's true. Well, and speaking of Steph, she's gonna come on as well. And here, Steph is.
Hi.
Hey, Steph.
How are you?
I'm good.
Hello.
Yes, I was one of the first people to see Subhuman's face.
That's true. What an honor. And Subhuman, I know you're starting a YouTube channel pretty soon as well. So that's going to be fun. I know I think you talked to Jay and Lethal about it a little bit. And as always, if you got any questions, whatever, please reach out, because that's what we do here. We're just a community. I know Culture Casino, we talked a lot when you were starting your channel and everything, man.
Yeah.
And, that's how it is. Like, you got to reach out, and I even had to reach out and ask for help because I don't understand how my merch shelf fucking works. I can't get my Teespring merch shelf to work, which is pissing me off. But since we do have this whole new group of people here, let's let everybody introduce themselves, starting with Culture Casino.
Yeah, I'm Culture Casino. I talk about pop culture events of the day, movies, television, even literature. Some of you might read. Some of you probably don't, but I do those things and I like to talk about them. I castigate idiots on Twitter regularly, and I just enjoy talking to all these people who have similar interests, who may agree or disagree with me, because I'm all about having a diverse set of opinions to bounce off of. How's that?
Absolutely, I like it. Make sure you guys check out Culture Casino, and Steph is doing double duty, also modding at the same time. And then Miss Martin Muses, where can people find you, and what do you talk about over there on your channel?
Well, Miss Martin Muses, you can find me on YouTube and on Twitter. I like to talk about anything that interests me of the day, anything that makes me happy, sad, makes me mad, books, travel, and cats. How can you go wrong? So go ahead and have a look at me. over on cyberspace.
Awesome. Yes, please check out Teresa. And I saw Stieg earlier in chat when you were talking and said you were a 10 of 10. So can't get any better than a positive grade like that from Stieg Kenobi, the Viking himself. And then we also have Angelus Raven. What's going on, man? How are you?
Not much. I'm good. I do the game streaming here on YouTube. And I want to eventually try Twitch. I haven't done that yet. My computer's kind of bad, so I eventually want to do that. And then you can also find me on Twitter as well.
Well, but,
right now,
well, we've seen Drunk 3PO over there just using his PlayStation. So depending on what kind of console you have, sometimes you don't need a computer.
I have all three. I use the PlayStation, but yeah, I just want the setup to be right over on Twitch, and yeah, so
I hear you. Get the OBS going and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
Well, if you need help setting that up or whatever, let me know. I'm sure that Jay with his, he wants to have a fancy new setup too. I'm sure he's going to reach out to me, and he says I'm the basic Twitch man.
Yes,
you are.
Is.
Not much longer though. Not much longer. He is going to be looking fucking fly as shit soon. So stand by for that. And then, of course, Sub. Go ahead, Sub.
What?
Oh, who was going to? I thought somebody was going to say something.
No, I didn't say nothing.
All right. Well, Subhuman, what is it when you do start your channel? What's it going to be all about?
Pretty much anything that I'm interested in. Comic books, regular books I'm reading, some maybe Star Wars, if it ever gets corrected. Probably some anime. Throw a little music in every now and then. But it's a work in progress right now. It's a work in progress.
I like it. And that's what I say to everybody. Basically, just even if you don't think you're ready, just do it. Just do it and start it, because you're never going to be ready. You're never going to be 100%. You're never going to be completely comfortable in front of the camera at first. So just do it and start it. I'm looking forward to that, man. You're gonna have a lot of people in there supporting you too. So we're looking forward to that moment. And then Steph from my nerdy home, what do you do over on your channel?
You can follow me here on YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter, all at My Nerdy Home. I basically discuss DC. I do some live watch streams with this dude up here right now. We're doing The 100, which is a CW show. Yeah, he watches The 100, y'all. Bet you didn't know that. I bet you didn't know that. He watches The 100, and we do a live watch stream for that. I basically cover things that I'm interested in. DC, I'm a little disenfranchised with Star Wars at the moment, but I just cover things that I'm interested in. And you can also find me on the Drunk 3PO channel, because I do cover content on his channel as well. So, yeah.
There you go. Make sure to check Steph out. She is my tier 3 subscriber over on Twitch. And that's what this is a collection of our top patrons, Twitch and channel members having an awesome discussion over here. So thank you.
I had to work my way up to get top tier membership.
Yeah, see, I had to outdo Subhuman at least just once on something.
That's true. It's not an easy thing to do. It's not.
No. When it comes to the stuff on Twitch, it's either me, Darkside Droids, or Biggles fighting each other, and now I got to worry about Culture Casino coming in trying to take our spots.
That's true.
I know. I have to see him do some stuff.
Oh man. Now
there's room for everybody.
Yeah, I know how to share.
Well, we and everybody obviously sees and recognizes you guys and all the support that you do, and it's fucking awesome. And everybody really appreciates it for sure. Now, I don't know if you guys were all watching the first half of the stream. We talked a lot about the DCEU and a lot about kind of the future, Zack Snyder's cut, what it means for fans and everything. Did you guys have anything to say about that? Because then I kind of wanted to move on to something Star Wars related with the High Republic getting delayed. But Culture, do you have any thoughts on just kind of what it means for fandom to have a big thing like this for the fans to seemingly be listened to by a big corporation?
Yeah, I mean, I'll make it brief because I know you guys have beat this horse to pieces, but and I agree with everybody. This was a huge win for fans. I mean, ultimately, that's exactly what this is, whether you're a Snyderite or not. And I'm incredibly excited to see this film, not because necessarily I'm 100% a Snyder fan, but because I want to see what this was supposed to be and not the Frankenstein thing we ended up with. And I think I've said that anytime anybody's asked me. I wanted to see this movie the way it was supposed to be seen. I want some explanation for things. I really want to see Darkseid now that the reveal has been done. I thought that was really cool, and so and being a DC fan, being especially a Batman fan, I want to see this movie. I want to see it, and like I said, I could not have been more excited for all of you guys, because all of us were watching all of you when you were doing your watch party the other day. And it was something that I got joy out of, because the people who were super passionate about this particular cut of the film, that's what you're supposed to see. That's what fandom is supposed to be. And you guys represented what a fan is, not just what a customer is, like 97 Bravo was saying, but what a fan is. And what more could you ask for? Is that pure passion. And like I said, I'm excited to see it. I don't mind watching 6 episodes on HBO Max, which of course I'm now going to be a customer of for this very reason. So somebody's doing it right. They've said, hey, let's make some money. How do we make money? Oh, let's make the customers happy. There you go. Anyway, that's it.
Yeah, exactly. And very well said, man. And that's kind of what I expected from most people's reactions to be, to realize like how important it was for fans to have a voice, and for a multi-billion-dollar corporation to recognize that, hey, these people want to give us money. Why don't we do something for them? Doesn't that make sense? Oh yeah, it's almost like that's how it's supposed to work. What about you, Teresa? Teresa, are you here?
Just to say, so say we all to Culture Casino. I feel very, very strongly about this whole Snyder. Oh, I'm sorry.
Can you hear me?
Oh, did I lose you?
Well, I think you might be. Maybe you're on a little delay or something. Maybe. Can you hear me now?
I'm sorry. Can you hear me?
No, Teresa, we can't hear you.
Oh, I can hear you now. Okay, I thought I was talking away. I was just yapping away.
Okay, now we can hear you.
I'm so sorry.
No, that's
Can you hear me now?
Yep.
Okay, my bad. I was yapping away making a speech. I'm just going to say, so say we all, Culture Casino, what he said. I feel very, very strongly about this whole Snyder Cut stuff, mainly because of what it means to the fandom. I'm not crazy about the DCEU movies except for the Wonder Woman, but I really started to get into the hype of the Snyder Cut because I was seeing people I like wanting it. And then I started getting into it, and I'm thinking, yeah, if there was a better cut of this, and if this is what people want to see, well, why the heck not? And so when the release happened, I was very, very happy. And I think that I don't want to tell people how they should feel, but I'm going to. People should be happy. And if it's not your cup of tea, well, okay, it's not your cup of tea. You've got the crappy for. I'm one of those that absolutely subscribed also to HBO Max just for the reason I wanted to let them know that you do something for the fans, I will give you my money. So there. So that's
I totally agree, Teresa. Very well said. And I did the same thing. I signed up for HBO Max for a year right off the bat. Even though they don't even have it on the Amazon Fire yet. They haven't completed the negotiations for that. There's definitely some kinks to work out with HBO Max still, but I wanted to show them that what they did matters to me. So I'm really happy about what they decided to do in this whole thing. So it's awesome. Angelus Draven, what do you think?
I think it's a good thing, like Teresa and Culture said, for the fans. It's almost like Sonic when they listened to the fans when we were displeased about everything, and they did all that. I was never really a big fan of the team up movies as far as DCEU goes, but their solo stuff and their animated stuff as far as DC goes, I've always been a big fan of, and obviously some of their games have been good too. But it's definitely a big step for us as fans and them listening to us finally.
Yeah, 100% Subhuman, my man. What do you think?
Well, when it comes to Snyder Cut, I stay neutral because you got the ones that that don't want to watch it but still support it. Me, I support it and I do want to watch it because I know I want to compare the Justice League and the Justice League later on, and then because I am still a big DC fan. Because right now I'm wearing my Batman shirt right now, right, as always.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, I'm still going to stick to DC no matter what, because right now Marvel is just done with me right now. I'm done with Marvel.
Well, and I think that's one thing that's really interesting, in this whole situation is the fact that Marvel, Marvel isn't really doing anything. There's not too much buzz surrounding Marvel. Everybody is talking DC right now. Granted, it's only been for a week and a half or whatever, but everybody is so hyper-focused on what's going on with DC. We've heard stuff about Cavill. We've heard stuff about J.J. Abrams. Blech. We've heard stuff about a Harley Quinn movie, potentially, maybe not. All the buzz is about DC and their future, and I think that is really exciting. What do you think, Steph?
What do I think? I'm pretty sure everybody
she
saw
sees Ben Affleck is hot.
Excitement. Oh, now.
That's an understatement.
Hey, everybody saw that and was like, whoa. Even the guys, with him doing the pull-ups. Everybody saw that. And they were like, whoa, where did that come from? Come on now. Can't deny it. But yeah, I mean, y'all saw our reaction to the announcement. I was so excited when afterwards I thought, oh my gosh, this is such a huge win. I thought that it would give a lot of fans who just want something made, it would give them hope for something. It would give them hope for something right now. Ryan, I think you were talking earlier about another solo movie for those fans who want another solo movie made, this kind of gives them hope for that.
The three of them.
All three of those fans, it kind of gives them hope for that. But regardless, it gives them hope that it'll be made. I know other people are talking about the Lucas cut or just movies that haven't actually been made. This is really different from that, but I don't necessarily think that that's going to be a thing. Someone said an animated version of, I think, the Trevorrow cut would be pretty cool. But yeah, I just think that the hope that it gives fans is amazing. It's just amazing. Now, Ghostbusters being put out, I don't know about that.
Well, the difference is some people have to ask for it. And as of yet, the only person that's asked for it is Paul Feig and his relatives, as far as I know. So I don't know if we're going to see
he's a fan of himself, right? So
Probably. But yeah, and that what kind of to bring all this around, this whole fan movement, I think really takes us back to Star Wars, because that's what so many of us in this community came here about, was because Star Wars was doing something that we didn't like. It was moving in a direction we didn't like, and we decided to voice our opinions about that. And what this shows is that fan voices can and do, in fact, still matter if you talk about it long enough and if enough people can see how passionate you are and how big of a monetary force you can be. So with Star Wars, we got some word today, not this week. We got some strange word this week that Star Wars: The High Republic, which is supposed to be kind of the next big thing for Star Wars, at least until The Mandalorian comes out. It was supposed to launch in conjunction with Star Wars Celebration. It's been delayed. It's been delayed several months, in fact. And it was kind of strange. Now, I did a video on it and talked about maybe that means that Celebration is moved back. I don't think that. I would
think so.
I would think so too, but we haven't heard any official word on Celebration moved back yet. Culture Casino, did you see the High Republic announcement? Do you think High Republic's going to be worth fucking watching at all, or worth reading at all? And why do you think they might have moved it like that? Was it just because of Corona?
No, I think that they realized they saw the writing on the wall with how rejected a lot of this material has been. I mean, you're starting to look at a business model, and I mean, in an outside way, the the virus did influence this decision because it made the corporations recognize that they probably should try to earn money.
Sorry.
What's so funny?
Jade Shadow.
Was it
No,
this
it was-
comment?
No, it was Blue Eyed Scorpio's comment. I'm on the Twitter. I'm on the YouTube side, so I'm delayed in seeing everything that you're putting up because I'm putting in links.
Gotcha.
Anyway,
It's
I'm
all
so
right.
sorry.
Before
I'm so
Culture
sorry.
Casino was so rudely interrupted.
no,
Go ahead. Go ahead,
if-
Culture Casino.
if anybody's going to interrupt me, it's fine. If it's stuff, that's okay. You, on the other hand, but in all honesty, look, I'm a huge Star Wars fan, right? So I don't want the Let's Get High Republic. You and I, in the very first stream we were on together, had this conversation. I think these books are garbage. I think the character development is hollow. A sexual identity is not a character. That doesn't make the whole character, and that's the problem with the way that all of this media has been presented lately. So when you look at it that way, you go, you know what? The company wants to make money. Disney realizes after being somewhere in the neighborhood of $17.5 billion in financial offerings that perhaps, this war chest will only last so long, and perhaps we should, try to make fans happy. So the Thrawn book, I believe we're getting another Thrawn book. Is that correct? That's something I read today.
And that is why this announcement about the High Republic being delayed is so interesting, because the Thrawn book that was supposed to come out in October has been moved up to September.
Yes,
so
it has.
For some reason, all these delays that apparently are affecting the launch of the High Republic aren't affecting Thrawn's or the new Zahn book.
Right. Oh, yeah, that's what it is. Yeah. So it like I said, so my thoughts on this are very simple. They're going to try to sell things that they know will sell.
Mm-hmm.
And the most embarrassing thing that they could do would be to put out a series of books, comics, what have you, that are not going to sell. They've already beaten this franchise to pieces. They need to pick those pieces back up and build something of substance again. That's my thoughts.
Yeah, that makes sense. Teresa, what about you? What do you make of this High Republic being delayed? Do you think they're trying to maybe do any kind of, maybe they've listened to people, maybe they're trying to do some kind of damage control? Like, what do you think the reason for that being delayed is?
I actually think that maybe they're even doing some desperate rewrites on it after they did their initial release and everyone was like, meh. Because I know that there's no reason at this time to delay a book release because we have Stephanie Meyer who's coming out with Midnight Sun after we've waited 12 years. Another Twilight book that's coming out in August. So there's not a problem with distributing books. Oh, you don't know about that? Oh,
Steph, you
I
didn't
digress.
know?
But
Steph,
yeah, so if she can do that. You didn't know about Midnight Sun, Steph?
No.
Well,
No,
we'll get back
Steph's
to
a
it.
huge Twilight
But in
fan.
any
Steph's a
case-
huge Twilight fan. Don't let her fool you. Go ahead.
And Ryan's a huge fan of the CW as well. Don't let him fool you either.
Hey, some of the CW stuff is
Hey,
decent.
I am a Twilight fan, and I am not ashamed. I say it loud, I say it proud. But the point is, if Stephanie Meyer can make another stupid Twilight book about glowing Edward and his glittering skin, they can come out with their High Republic. The fact that they're choosing not to tells me that something is afoot.
Is it going to be like a Where Are They Now type of book? What is it? It's a book. It's a book. What is it?
Oh, are you talking about High Republic?
Yeah. No. The
No.
Twilight book.
She's talking about Twilight because, like I just said,
the Twilight
she's
book.
a big fan.
I'm wondering. I'm like, what is she writing?
We'll have a stream. Well, you and me. It's Midnight Sun. It's the book. It's Twilight from Edward's point of view, and she was gonna release it, and then she had a hissy fit 10 years ago because someone leaked it, and she said, "Fine, no one's seeing it." and then we hated her for 10 years, and then now we had the pandemic, and she's releasing it. So it's from Edward's point of view. So, girl time, you and me, we're gonna read it aloud.
Oh God.
I don't want to.
Sorry.
Yeah.
But
Sorry, internet.
If she can,
Yep.
if she can come out with that stupid book, they could come out with the High Republic, because we're in a pandemic right now where we don't have a lot of stuff to do. This would be a perfect time to come out with awesome news books. The fact that they're not bothering tells me that they know something's really effed up.
Yeah, and I didn't think too much of it. I was totally on board with their excuse about Corona, about the delays, and you factor in the fact that Celebration will likely be canceled. I was like, all right, I guess I kind of buy it. Everybody else was really skeptical, but I kind of gave them the benefit of the doubt, knowing that the Thrawn book is being moved up and that there's no problems with these fucking with the distribution chain or anything. That makes me wonder what the hell is going on. Angela Straven, what do you think?
I think some of it might be because of everything going on, but I think a lot of it has to do with the backlash and stuff that they got on it, and they're just gonna try to course correct, like Miss Martin said. But other than that, I don't know.
Yeah, and Angela Straven with the $5, or not Angela Straven, 97 Bravo with the $5 super chat right now says they can't fool me. They're rewriting the shit out of High Republic series, and maybe they are. Like, that's a lot of time.
They're
like,
right.
Ooh, yeah.
Like, that's a lot of time. So I just saw your message in chat there, Runner Studios. I'll check it in just a second. Thank you. Subhuman, what's your take on all this, the High Republic bullshit?
Well, it's delayed, and I was going to cover it, but right now I have to wait for it. But right now, they're definitely doing something. They got to be writing some parts in there, since all the backlash is coming out with it. And I'm still waiting to see when the dinosaurs are going to be showing up.
The fucking High Republic
dinosaur Jedi.
I know.
Yep.
You know, maybe to be honest, if they just did Jurassic Park Star Wars, that would be infinitely better than the sequel trilogy, to be honest. So fucking go for it. Go for it.
Just give a dinosaur a lightsaber and we're good.
Oh, where's Steph go?
Steph got scared. I think, I'm not sure what exactly happened to her. She got scared of the dinosaurs. Give me a sec. I'm sending you something over there on Patreon, Runner Studios. Why did she get scared of the dinos? I don't know. Let me paste this link really quick. But after the High Republic, really the only thing we have left is the only thing we have coming on next will be The Mandalorian Season 2. And like me personally, I know there are a lot of people who are really excited about that, to be quite honest, and that's good. But for me, I'm not super excited. Do you guys care about what's going on with Disney Star Wars? Do you guys care about The Mandalorian at all? Culture?
I'm interested in Season 2.
I've always saw 3 seasons of it.
You watched 3 seasons of it?
No, I mean 3 episodes. I'm sorry.
Oh, I was gonna say, yeah.
I've only watched the first 3 episodes of it, and I was like, I got bored.
I wasn't a huge fan, but
yeah, and I was gonna call you the new Mike Zero because you're in the future, dude. That's awesome. 3 seasons.
Me?
Yeah. Future Star Wars content.
Yeah, but that's just for the High Republic. I'm going in with an open mind.
Yeah.
I have to. I mean, this is definitely some area that we have not yet discovered yet.
Yeah. Do you mean Season 2 of the Baby Yoda show? That's my problem with it. That's my problem with it, Grand Admiral.
And Ahsoka. And possible Boba Fett.
They're trying.
Might as
they're
well
going
just
to
be a
ruin my
live action
favorite
Rebels with all the stuff they want to put in it.
We need to leave Ahsoka alone. Leave her dead.
Well, make her dead. You have to make her dead first. Listen, there's only one thing that I want to see from Ahsoka in Star Wars at this point, and that is how she dies, because that'll be,
It almost happened in Rebels.
It did happen in Rebels.
No, it didn't.
And then they had to cheat.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Those
Dave Filoni's not going to get rid of his precious Ahsoka. She's a Highlander, for crying out loud. She's a female version of Duncan
It's
McLeod.
plot armor.
Yeah.
Baloney.
It's plot armor.
I must say, though, I'm one of those weirdos that I am really actually looking forward to season 2 of The Mandalorian. It's the only part of Disney Star Wars that I actually do like. But I'm very well aware of the fact that it is pandering, it is garbage, it is the Baby Yoda show. But it got me. I call it Stockholm Syndrome, call it whatever it is. I'm on board for Mandalorian season 2.
I think that there are going to be a lot of people disappointed if the rumors that I've heard are true, or what I've heard is true, with all these characters that are coming in as these cameo or guest starring appearances. I think you're going to be disappointed. I am happy that Bill Burr is going to be back with his heist crew. I think that's going to be an intriguing storyline. I believe that's going to be like 1.5 episodes long. I think you're going to see a lot of really neat things, but I think at the same time, I think you're not going to be thrilled with Boba Fett, not for the reasons that have been leaked that are I'm having a difficulty believing because I've heard something different, but I think you're going to be unhappy with how some of these characters are delivered on the smaller screen. Some of these characters deserve a cinema screen. They don't deserve this. So we'll see. But I mean, Ryan always makes an excellent point. And Ryan's point is, do you remember his name? Do you remember the Mandalorian's name?
I do.
I do too. But do you remember it? Okay. So nobody remembers Din Djarin, right? Nobody remembers this name, right? So it's, you know more about Star Wars chess than you do about this character. And we spent a season with it. And right now it's the show is struggling because it's the Baby Yoda show, and you don't really get to see that. You're falling in love with the feeling of Star Wars in this show. The show started to feel like Star Wars. It was discount Star Wars, but it was something that we hadn't had in a long time. We were the man crawling across the desert in search of an oasis so we could get a drink of water, and they gave us water. It was rainwater in a puddle, but we consumed the hell out of it. So that's what they're giving us. So don't be fooled. I'm not going to go as far as Ryan says Baby Yoda is trash, although I like to send his little emoji from time to time. But but I will say that this show will suffer until they're able to write Baby Yoda to an outside role, because I think they're gonna struggle with it. Anyway, those are my opinions, and that is what I think. But there you are.
That's where I'm at too, is that they're making this whole thing so much about everything else other than the Mandalorian, which is kind of what I imagined. I was willing to sit here and give this show a chance initially because I thought it was going to be like, in my head, it was going to be like Punisher or Daredevil, maybe if you want to get a little lighter, Punisher or Daredevil instead. Like I wanted a Punisher, but I could have seen if they had given me Daredevil. That's kind of how I thought about it as far as like darkness kind of goes. And it just wasn't. It was all about to me, it was all about Baby Yoda. That's what it became, like, completely revolved around. And now you're going to add in Ahsoka. You're going to add in Boba Fett. You're going to add in all these other characters that I just doesn't make any sense to me. Steph's finally back.
A lot of my.
Sorry, go ahead, Angelus.
I think that's why a lot of my favorite episodes are ones that barely have Baby Yoda in it. The Bill Burr episode is really good, even though I still think it's a missed opportunity for them to that they revealed them at the end. They should have left that to they should have let us imagine whether or not they were alive or not, and then when they reveal them in season 2, we'd be like, oh shit, they're actually alive, and then whatever story they decide to do with them. But it would be that thing in the back of your head. You're kind of like, oh, well, we don't know if these guys are actually out there or not. But yeah.
Oh yeah, that totally makes sense to me. And that episode was cool. It was completely fucking random and made no fucking sense. It was completely disjointed. You didn't know why you got there, like kind of what happened. But it was cool, and it was one of the two moments that I got what I wanted from The Mandalorian. That one and episode three. Yeah, episode 3, where he goes and steals back. He steals Baby Yoda, right? Like after he gives up, he goes and invades the compound and is taking all the stormtroopers out stealthily and shit. That was awesome. And it's the only 2 times we got to see him.
Yeah, snapping necks. Yeah, I have a friend, Zebius. He says that one thing that would be really cool if they were to go ahead and have Baby Yoda die early in season 2 and make it like John Wick, like John Wick's puppy dog, but Yoda is the puppy, and Mandalorian just goes back, crazy, and like he's gonna murder everyone, goes scorched earth. So that would be like the Punisher.
Oh my God.
And then we'd have memories of Baby Yoda. I think that'd be awesome. I love Baby Yoda, but I think
that would be cool.
That would be amazing.
That would be, I actually, now that you said that, I thought of something. I'm going to have to take my time and look for it. Let me put this in the chat. But so Christy retweeted something the other day. Like what that moment could feel like. Maybe I think I retweeted it. It's a picture of this cute little animal, and then something happens to it. I really.
Oh,
God,
I know what it is. It's the bunny. It's the
bunny.
Don't say
anything. Don't say anything. Don't say anything.
What do I ruin it,
I love that. Sorry. I love that clip.
Don't spoil that moment.
Sorry.
But so I mean, I would be okay with I'd be totally okay with Baby Yoda dying and giving him a purpose. But tell me what you think about this, Teresa. What if I told you there's going to be like fucking 8 Baby Yodas next season, or maybe season 3?
Then Baby Yoda's not special.
No. If everyone's Baby Yoda, then nobody's Baby Yoda.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if they do go down the clone storyline.
No, that would suck.
All right. So I found it. All right.
Seeing this is great.
All right. So this is pretty cool. Is the sound on? Let's see.
That's the cutest looking thing I've ever seen.
You can hear that?
Yeah. Put it a little louder.
All right. I don't know who this girl is, but it is a cute bunny. This is Baby Yoda in season 2.
I've ever seen in my entire life.
Wow.
There it is. That
my gosh.
Play it again.
All right, one more time. Now that you know what's coming, this would be the collective Mandalorian. This would be the collective Mandalorian reaction. Like if this happened to all, like most of the fans of the Mandalorian. Oh, Baby Yoda! Look at him. Season 2. Yay!
That's the cutest looking thing I've ever seen in my entire
Her reaction is gold. Oh my God.
That would be the response, I think, if that were to happen. I see you.
I think Baby Yoda is just going to get delivered to a new babysitter, a new caretaker, in order to move this story along. But
new caretaker is going to be Ahsoka.
That's what a lot of people are
no.
Yeah.
We have someone else here.
You're burning Ahsoka.
We have someone else here who actually just became a patron a couple minutes ago. Steph, do you mind if I put you in the back for a little bit?
I do not mind. I actually have to get going, so not a problem. I will continue to mod for you
You're the
until your
best,
stream
Steph,
is
as
done.
always.
But yeah.
Steph is the best, and a
Yes,
big
she
shout out
is.
to Steph for modding here and on YouTube. And I wish you have some other mods in the YouTube and in the Twitch as well. But Steph always does a great job of reminding me to fucking tweet stuff out and random things like that. So Steph is awesome. Thank you so much, Steph. Make sure you check out her channel, My Nerdy Home, over on YouTube and on
Oh,
Instagram.
trust me, the entire last week I had 100 hours for your stuff. I got you 100 hours for your watch time.
Thank you. I appreciate that. You really don't have to do
Damn.
that. You don't have to do that, but thank you.
Very nice.
I was bored.
Okay. And I'm sorry for all the, if you end up buying any makeup, I'm very sorry about that.
Too late.
There we go.
No, I bought some for my mom. I
don't wear the guy liner anymore. Sorry.
Nope.
Dude, the 80s were a long time ago.
Mhm.
All right, Steph. Well, thank you for being here. We're going to put you in the back. Bye, Steph.
Bye.
Later, Steph.
All right. And we do have Runner Studios in the house.
Oh,
Runner
wow.
Studios. Coop, what's up, brother? How you
cool.
doing?
Yo, what's up, Ryan?
How you
Hey.
doing, man?
Hey.
I'm really good. I'm really good.
Nice. Glad to get you on the stream. I'm glad I was able to see the message quick enough. Obviously a little late notice and unplanned, but I'm really glad you're here, man.
Yeah, of
So
course.
what have you been watching the whole stream?
At times, I did have to leave at times, but yeah.
And so what are your thoughts? We'll take it from the start. What are your thoughts on the release the Snyder Cut, whole Zack Snyder Justice League announcement thing?
Hey, I'm glad you asked. Hold on a second. Look at that right there.
Look at that. Let me full screen that.
Hail Zack Snyder.
As the black suit Superman that we're going to see Henry Cavill in Zack Snyder's Justice League. That looks sick, man. I figured that would be your response. You've always been someone who's supported the Snyder Cut and everything. It's been pretty awesome to see the fandom's reaction. Oh, look at that. Oh, I got mine right here too. Well, actually, here's an unopened one that I need to give away to some lucky person at some point.
I got this for like $9 on Amazon.
Nice. What has been out since 2016?
Yeah. I got it recently for my birthday, so yeah.
What was I gonna say? Oh, Blue-Eyed Scorpio says I thought that was Jesus.
It is Jesus.
Yeah, spoiler alert, it is. It is in fact Jesus. So what are your thoughts about The Mandalorian? We were just talking about that, like thoughts for season 2.
Yeah, so The Mandalorian, like obviously I am a Star Wars fan. I have a Millennium Falcon poster, as you can see right there. Back room's kind of dark, but Mandalorian, it's all right. I don't hate it like you do, but I do think it has problems. I'll admit that.
I don't think that I hate it. I wouldn't even characterize myself as hating it. I would characterize myself as I think the show's meh. I think that there's a lot of problems with it, but I think it's overhyped. So I think that like maybe everyone else's reaction kind of affects my antagonistic attitude towards it. And I would say I'm mostly neutral about the show, but that is one of the things that people always do come to dislike on the channel.
Like
when
honestly,
I talk about Mandalorians and Clone Wars.
I wasn't hyped for the show in the first place. Like I saw the trailers, I thought they looked cool, and first few episodes, I was like, all right, yeah, pretty cool. I like the Deborah Chow episodes. Well, those were good.
Yeah.
Along with that episode with Bill Burr.
Yeah.
That one's probably my favorite.
Yeah.
Nice. What were you going to say, Culture?
Oh, no, I was just going to say, you could cut all that down by just saying you're ambivalent towards The Mandalorian.
I mean, I enjoyed it at first, but later on, I just started thinking, I was like, yeah, kind of problem. Kind of like me with The Force Awakens. I saw it in the theater with my dad, which was a pretty awesome experience. But later on, after The Last Jedi came out, I was like, holy crap, like this movie has problems.
Yeah. And to me,
and I'm not an EU guy. I don't have any experience with that and stuff. And
well, like to me, people's reaction to The Mandalorian has been similar to how I felt like people reacted to The Force Awakens, which I thought was like a very hollow movie with some fan servicey things in it to like get people excited, but there was no real core to it. And there's nothing wrong with fan service. That's what we want, right? Like fan service can mean just giving us what we want at times, but it also just means playing on your heartstrings and stuff like that instead of delivering you a good product. That what Reaction to The Mandalorian is right now, to me, is a mini version of what happened in The Force Awakens.
Yeah, like fan service, it's like I like fan service if it's done right. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it needs to be an equal balance of fan service and
Like-
what we actually want.
Like the Rise of Skywalker, that fan service, but it was like, never got seen that movie.
Yeah, agreed. And well, to be honest, I don't think Rise of Skywalker was fan service. I think that was like,
I mean, yeah, not fan service. It's just, you know, you put in Han and Luke in there just so you can get your audience. You can try to get your audience back. I don't know. That's what it looked like to me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and it was
that's true. Culture Casino, can you share with us any of your thoughts about what Boba Fett's going to be like in this season? Because that's about the only thing that I'm invested in.
I'm afraid. Okay. So, and again, this is third-hand information. I think you're going to see a final end to the Boba Fett that we know. That's the best way I can say it. And when I confirm exactly what's going to happen, I will tell you. I will tell you. But a lot of people are going to hate it. I'm just warning you. You're going to hate it.
Yeah, I'm worried about that.
God. Now, is there anyone who may pick up the helmet, so to say?
Yes.
Oh
yes.
my God! I've heard
but
about
it's
it.
not.
No!
But it's not. It's not what you heard. Exactly. That's not. I can't. I don't want to get somebody in trouble, so I'm just going to say that. And once I confirm it, I get it from another person. I will tell you what happens. So, but it's not exactly what you've heard. How's that? That sound that sound better?
I gotta deal with some real quick. I'll be back.
Oh, no worries, man. So I wanted to. We got a couple super chats real quick. One from Darkside Droids, a super sticker. Thank you so much, Darkside Droids, for $10. And it is that little fucking animal. I don't even know what it is.
Wrecked.
Yeah, it says wrecked, and it's just him like falling down. So thank you so much, Darkside Droids. Really appreciate that, man. And then Sister Harrow for 15 Australian dollars. With a wave and dropping by to give some support. Thank you so much, Sister Harrow. Good to see you here. I really appreciate you. I really appreciate you being here. Thank you. Thank you so much.
I will amend one more thing to Boba Fett, and I will say this. They have to keep Boba Fett around. Burbank is counting on Boba Fett. That's all I'm going to say.
God, that's so interesting.
I know it. I can't. And Boba Fett's going to make an appearance in the parks at some point in the near future, also. So they need that character. Okay. So there you are.
Crying out loud.
Just more. They're literally gonna bring him back to life, just to emasculate him. That's what I see is probably going to happen in a way.
Where what of the worlds are they going to visit in the second season of The Mandalorian?
What other worlds?
I can't say. We'll do this sometime, Ryan. When I confirm it, you and I'll talk, and then we'll do this for real. We'll do this for real.
That sounds good. I understand. I understand.
With lead boots. No lead boots for Culture Casino.
That's right.
You know how the mouse mafia is.
Not yet. Yeah.
That Subhuman. So you said you only watched 3 episodes of Mandalorian, then you got kind of tired. The fact that they're bringing all these different characters in, does that do anything for you? Does that make you want to maybe watch it again, or at all, pick it back up?
No, not really, because I think if they bring Boba Fett back in, he's just going to be a shell of his former self.
Yeah, I hear that. That's what I think about all the EU characters. Like if they bring them back, you know what I mean? That's what I'm worried about. But
That's why
you
I'm
know,
reading the EU books right now.
oh, what are you reading?
Right now I just got done reading book 4 of New Jedi Order.
Book 4. So that is so it goes Vector Prime, then it's the duology of like Dark Ruin and like Dark Tide or something.
Yeah,
And
I think
then
it was Onslaught. I think is what it is.
okay.
Or yeah, because
Nice.
I started off with the Thrawn trilogy and worked my way all the way to New Jedi Order.
Oh, so Hero's Trial, is that what you're on right now?
Yeah, Hero's Trial. Mm-hmm.
Look, I actually have them in chronological order on my New Jedi Order ones right here. That doesn't happen too often. But
Well, I don't read them. I listen to my Audible when I'm driving down the road.
Oh, I gotcha. Yeah, the one thing with those is they're
they're most of them are abridged, but hey, at least it's something for me to read. But at least I can try and get an idea of what's going on.
Raging Rhino says he's reading Revan. Raging Rhino, you got to let me know what you think about it at the end. And if you have played Coach or you're a Revan fan, I need to know what you think, what your thoughts are on that. And I'll go ahead and make the announcement right here too for the next EU book club, which is going to be 3 weeks from today. 3 weeks from today on this channel. It's coming back to this channel. We're going to revitalize this thing a little bit. It is going to be Jedi Search. Jedi Search. Let me see if I can find that book, actually.
The Jedi Academy trilogy.
Yep.
Yeah, Jedi Academy. I've read that.
Yep, we're going to do Jedi Academy trilogy. As you guys can see, these are kind of piled back a little bit here. I got to find... there we go. It's going to be Jedi Search right here. Kevin J. Anderson. Not my favorite series per se, but I do think it is a very important series for Star Wars. So this is what it's going to be. It's going to be Jedi Search, the first book in the Jedi Academy trilogy. That's
the one with the debut of Kip Durant, ain't it?
Yep, Kip Durant. Yep, for sure. So if you are someone who wanted to see Luke Skywalker actually remake his Jedi Academy, this is not a perfect Luke. This is not a super powered Luke. This is none of that. There's a Luke Skywalker who does not know really what he's supposed to be doing other than he needs to recreate the Jedi Order. And he struggles and he works through it. And even though it's maybe not my favorite one, I think it's very important for the expanded universe. So that will be 3 weeks from today on this channel. And I know Teresa will be there to talk with us about it too.
Oh, heck to the yes.
I have to read it and catch up.
Yeah, it's good. Well, and I like its companion book too, the I Jedi one as well with Corran Horn. So there's lots of material there.
Yes, and I'm kind of wondering how to work I Jedi into the whole thing, because I do think that I want to introduce everyone to Corran Horn before we read I Jedi. But at the same time, do we have to read the whole Rogue Squadron, series of 4 books to do that? I don't know. We'll see. Yeah. We'll see what happens. What was the last book we read? The last book we read for EU Book Club was Outbound Flight. Yeah. So just a single offshoot, kind of disconnected from everything else. DM me the titles of those books. Which ones do you want? The one we're going to do? Jedi Search. Jedi Search. That's what we're going to do, Will. And it will be back. And that's another thing, guys, for the EU Book Club. Where'd Subhuman go? We lost him. But for EU Book Club, if you want to get on and discuss the book, just let me know ahead of time, and we'll be able to get you a slot on there. Oh, there's Subhuman. Your phone died on you. I'm sorry, bro. Subhuman. Let's take a moment to thank Subhuman, recognize him. I'm glad you're able to come on. Glad you're able to do the third face reveal for everybody to see the face behind the avatar there, man. So, yeah, congratulations on starting the YouTube channel. Make sure you let us know as soon as you have that up and running so we can pimp the hell out of that, bro. And I see Tom here. What's up, Tom? Good to see you, buddy. And yeah, it is the Jedi Academy trilogy, Will. All right. Where were we? I got very distracted talking about the expanded universe.
We're talking about killing Yoda or something. Oh, Boba Fett. Was Boba Fett gonna suck?
That's right. That's right. You know, I think I know how I'm going to end the stream is with that clip that we just watched there. I have to do it.
See, I think that obviously culture already knows something that they might be doing, but my thoughts on what they might do with Boba Fett is not actually bring him back and just give somebody the suit and then just have him be Boba Fett in name, and that's basically it.
Well, I've heard the rumors about Timothy Oliphant playing someone who's going to be wearing Boba Fett's shit. So I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know. And you've also got Tamura Morrison said to be playing Boba Fett, but you also have Tamura Morrison said to be playing Captain Rex. Who knows? To me, Mandalorian just become way fucking too much about all these other motherfuckers. And not enough about the Mandalorian. That is my concern for it.
If the rumors are true that they repurposed the Boba Fett movie for this, why not just make it a Boba Fett show and not, what we have now? Like, it's just pointless to me.
I don't know. The more we...
That was the original plan, sure. And then at the last minute, they took it from the Boba Fett show movie to the show.
Yeah.
And the more and more at first when they talked about they didn't want to use these characters from the EU and all this shit because of like creative rights to the other people, I thought, whatever, that's probably not that big a deal. Then people like Ethan Van Sciver say that DC Comics paid him $100,000 for the mention of Ironsight's prison in Justice League.
Talking about that.
For a minute of that prison that he helped co-create, the Iron Heights. Like how much money would it be to have a whole movie based on a character? I don't know. I don't know if there's any truth to that stuff or not. But either way, it's not going to be. It's not going to. I'm not interested in it. I don't even know if I'll have Disney Plus at that time because my free subscription will run out, and I can't see myself paying for it. I'll just say that.
Right, I'm back.
Nice. And so is Subhuman.
Hey, all right.
Yeah, I'm back.
Hey.
I went from my phone to my laptop.
Nice. Well, I wasn't sure if you were going to be able to hop back in or not. What are you drinking there, Runner?
Water.
Okay, that's good. I'm drinking whiskey, so I just want to make sure.
I'm drinking beer.
Dude,
I know. I know. I'm just kidding. Well, yeah. I think that's
water.
That's about it for any topics that I really had to talk about. Did you guys have anything in particular you wanted to talk about? Anything going on in the world or anything for the last 15 minutes or so?
What were you guys talking about when I was gone?
We were talking about the expanded universe actually in the EU book club.
Oh, okay.
And that we're doing Jedi Search as the next book in the EU book club. So, but I'll pick your ear for a moment because I'm sure you have an opinion on it. What do you make of the United States kind of burning in different cities right now?
Oh boy, I don't do the political stuff on my channel, but I can certainly say that I'm incredibly frustrated with how we've gone from being afraid of a virus to walking around burning down cities and giant groups of people. So I have some problems with the narrative whiplash that everybody should be experiencing right now as far as this goes. I don't believe the instigators outside of Minneapolis were motivated by the same thing. And I think that there are a lot of people involved that have nothing to do with the campaign. That's what I think. But I think it's awful. I think we shouldn't be doing this. I think that what happened was an atrocity for sure. But just like any other atrocity, it needs to be dealt with properly. And while they're trying to maintain the rule of law, I think that I'm not sure what an AutoZone has to do with a police crime.
That's the thing to me too. So I can understand the destruction of government property. 100% destruction of police property. I can understand that. Doesn't mean I agree with it in any way, shape, or form. But I can understand that in my mind. When you're looting and you're burning down your neighbor's stuff, like,
yeah,
I that makes no fucking sense to me. I don't fucking get it. I think that everyone has lost the plot here. You're not winning. Now we're not talking about fucking if you wanted to make police brutality or race relations with the police and everyone else a thing, that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about what people are doing in response to it now. And I just think that's fucking. They're burning Wendy's. They're burning Wendy's, for God's sake.
If they have a problem, they should go to the aggressors and not doing what they're doing now. And
yeah, it's
like Griffith says that, and I agree completely. So
yeah, it's an excuse for bad behavior at this point. And the biggest problem with any of that is that, you know, you're now harming your neighbors. You're harming your community. You know, a lot of people are losing their businesses. They're losing everything, and they didn't have anything to do with what happened to Mr. Floyd. So,
yeah,
right,
absolutely, yeah, 100%. Teresa, I know you're very thoughtful. I don't know if you want to get into this at all. I mean, we're not going to talk about it very much. I just kind of was interested to get people's perspective on it. Do you have any thoughts on this whole situation?
Oh, well, for sure. I think that everyone agrees that what happened was heinous, and I think it's very right that they have been charged with murder, I believe, third-degree murder. And I just cannot, though, fathom how it is helping for them, because the communities that are being destroyed, the communities that they're looting and rioting, are their own communities. It'd be like I would be mad at somebody, like I'm mad at you for hating Baby Yoda, so I'm going to get back at you by burning down my own house. That would make zero sense. I'm not trying to trivialize it by saying that. Yeah, but I'll show Ryan. I'll burn down my house. I'll trash my car. I'll do all of that, and that's what's going on. I do, though, know, because I've been following this enough in my adult life, is that this was being egged on by the media, and I think that they are disgusting, the way they're taking advantage of this, and that other people are taking advantage of it. People are losing their livelihoods, and people are getting hurt, and it's the frenzy of the crowd. We saw this most studied back when we first saw the French Revolution. Same thing. When people get into a mob, they don't think, and they're irrational, and they destroy. And we need to bring back reason, I think, to society a little more.
We need unity.
Yeah, look at that behind there. Look at that. I love that culture casino.
Yeah, rioting didn't really do
I'm very
anything
moved.
in Baltimore when that happened, and
no, it did
I feel
not.
like the same thing. I feel like the same thing is going to happen here, where the message is lost because of the rioting, and we need to focus on what the actual problem is and not cause more problems.
Yeah, well, and like, just imagine that a week ago everyone was just staying inside in fear and fake fear of this virus, and now not everyone, but people are just in the streets throwing bricks to windows. It's just crazy to fathom what's happened. I don't know if maybe the quarantine has something to do with this and what we're seeing, because this is wider spread than we've really ever seen something like this in the past couple decades, at least. And I don't know if maybe this quarantine has people feeling a certain way, pent up. I don't know. Do you have any thoughts on it, Sub?
Right now with all these riots, it just reminds me of all the riots that's happened in the past that I've remembered, especially the LA riots.
Yeah.
What happened in, I believe, South Carolina a few years ago. I think the one in Georgia, I think, happened not too long ago also. It's just pretty much almost history repeating itself all over again. And it scares me.
Yeah. Why is people keep saying Zack Snyder no K? Where are you seeing that?
What?
What?
Like, people are telling me the title, but I didn't put Zack Snyder in the title. I don't know what you're talking about.
Does he mean like why is there no Zack Snyder in the title? I mean, you already put DCEU. I mean,
No, that's like the second person who said that I don't have that I spelled it wrong. I don't know where you're talking though. But anyway. Oh, in the backdrop? I don't think so. Backdrop looks fine to me. It might be a little. Hold on.
It has a K in Zach.
It has a K. You might just not maybe. Ah, dang it. Let's try Subhuman. Yeah, you can see it. It's got a K.
I see a K back there. I see a K back there. I see the K back there.
Yeah, it's spelled right. It's spelled right.
I think. I think what he's trying to say is that it doesn't have a K in it. It's just ZAC.
Well, that's not
that's
right.
What the person is trying to say.
Well, you're wrong. It's Zach with a K, baby. But anyway, I agree. I think there's a lot of good messaging here. You might have a little different perspective, Ronnie. You're a little younger than us. What do you make all this? Are you paying attention to it at all?
no, not really. I'm not really into this stuff. I mean, we talked about it a little in I was in Justin Proper's Week of Bullshit stream. So that was a lot. But we talked about that a little bit, and I didn't really get to talk much about it just because I was it. But I think it's messed up. I really do.
Yeah, 100%. Well, I think we're gonna let everybody do their outros here. We've had a great stream. We'll start with the man himself, the Patriot, Culture Casino. Tell everyone where they can find you.
Okay. If you're curious where you can find me, just look for Culture Casino on YouTube. Look for Culture Casino on Twitter. Look for me everywhere. I can be in Ryan's streams. I can be in Jeremy's streams. I can be in Nerdrotic's streams. I'm in all the streams. And I just want to say thank you, Ryan, for making this possible for everybody that's here. Because without you, none of us would be here. Thanks, man.
Well, I appreciate it, and I like the theme music.
In the background.
He put the theme music in the background. That is the theme music for Culture Casino's channel. He knows how to do all the shit over there, so that is awesome, man. I really appreciate it.
And I will help any one of you guys that want to do that with your channels in the future. So I will.
Yeah, I need to figure out how to do that shit.
I'll help you.
And then we have Teresa, who recently got an Xbox and has been getting into gaming stuff. Where can they find you?
Yes, I have. You can find me on YouTube at Miss Martin Muses and on Twitter at Teresa _Martin. And yeah, that's where you can find me. And I will find you. And let's have fun in cyberspace because life's too short.
That's true. That's right. Teresa is awesome. Make sure to go support her. An awesome member of this community. So thank you for being here, Miss Martin Muses. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
And Angelus Draven, my man. Let everybody know where they can find you.
You can find me at Angelus Draven here or Twitter. And I do gaming right now. I'm running through Final Fantasy VII Remake. Later tonight, I'm going to be gaming with Trace and Fuel and my buddy Shadows, either on my channel or my buddy Shadows' channel, which is linked in on my channel. So you can just check that out if you want. But other than that, yeah, that's it.
Awesome. Hell yeah, man. And we've played Fortnite before. Did we win when I played Fortnite with you?
Yeah, we won that game.
Yeah, I was gonna say I thought that one of my Fortnite victories was with you. I was pretty sure.
Yep.
Yeah, one of the very few since I think I've only played the game 3 times.
And if you think Ryan rages, wait till you see my buddy Shadows. He is above Ryan when it comes to raging. So yeah.
Really?
I don't know if I've ever seen that. Well, I have seen that once or twice.
I can't see that.
No, it's bad.
I absolutely cannot see that.
But yeah, well, thank you, Angelus. Make sure that people subscribe to you, and Steph is dropping all the links in chat as well. I'm gonna sneeze. I'm gonna mute myself.
It's in tight.
Thank you. I was barely. Oh, thank you for the Kleenex. I was barely able to mute.
Everyone
before that
ducks and covers.
Oh yeah. And then Runner Studios. Where can people find you? Where do you want them to go? Just your Twitter, YouTube channel?
Yeah, go. I didn't upload anything on my channel yet. I plan on uploading stuff, but I might need some help on that. Kind of like subhuman. So if you want to contact me, my DMs are open on Twitter, and yeah, much appreciated.
Is it just at Runner Studios? What is it at?
At Runner_Studio.
Okay. Gotcha.
So yeah, follow me on Twitter. Very active on there. And also, I might pop into more Week of Bullshit streams with Justin Proper, because he's kind of like my brother now in the Fandom Menace.
Hell yeah.
That was a really good. It was a really good stream you were in yesterday. Yeah.
I still kind of think he hates me, but
no, he sounds like that for everybody. You're good. You're fine.
No, that's just his sense of humor.
Yeah, he got his second puberty today. I don't know if you got to watch that. So.
His second one.
Yeah, his voice was
What?
crackling. He was on. I can't remember what stream he was on, but his voice was crackling. It was pretty funny.
Oh boy.
He was on with Tom. Tom was on with him. If Tom's still here, maybe he can drop who that was. But it was funny.
You know,
Nice.
I made the meme, where he's like working at a.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I know, dude. It was so great.
Oh my god, that was the best fucking thing ever.
It was great.
Honestly, I started thinking to myself, like, which meme is better, McProper or Pixelated Ryan? That's tough in my opinion. Like, they're both great.
Well, I think McProper is going to die away fast. We'll see. Maybe people will still be giving orders to him 3 weeks from now. But yeah, they're both fucking excellent for sure.
Yeah. I remember just popping up on live streams, and I was talking to Mary Mayhem about the Snyder Cut stuff, just defending my side towards it, and later on, Justin said like, "Oh, fuck you for making that meme or whatever."
Yeah, that's right. So I dropped your Twitter in chat. Make sure you guys go give him a follow on Twitter. Thanks for being here, man. Glad we were able to get you on short notice like this.
Yeah, of course. I feel like I've been buying a lot of stuff lately, and I'm kind of scared. And I don't have a job because of the pandemic.
Oh man, well that's I've felt blessed that I'm still able to do my job, and YouTube's not my job, right? YouTube's my secondary thing, but I'm considered essential personnel, so I've still been doing my job. So I do feel blessed in that I'm not worried about everything reopening, so it's been good for me.
Yeah.
But
I'm working right now. I was gonna have 2 jobs this summer, and they're all posted.
It stinks.
Oh, that sucks.
I could have made the extra.
Okay, I'll go right back to work here probably tomorrow or Monday.
Nice.
I took a week off.
You just took, I was gonna say, I thought you maybe have been out for the whole thing, but
yeah, if you can tell what I do, you can probably see what I do.
I figured you were a trucker.
Oh yeah.
I was gonna say,
I'm a trucker.
I figured you're a trucker by the inside of your cab there.
Is this gonna be your YouTube studio?
It's great.
If that is, that's fucking badass.
It is. It's awesome.
Yeah, most places I'll do it here on the truck, or I'll spend most of it out there back home. I do my home times, which is every 6 to 7 weeks. Because right now, I'm back on the road. I'll probably be going to California again, New York. I go everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Nice.
You are essential, sir, and we thank you.
Yeah.
I've been doing this for 4 years.
100%.
Now you know why. Now you know why all them super chats come in.
There you go. Hard-working trucker man. So tell everybody where they can follow you right now and what you're going to be doing soon with the YouTube channel.
As of right now, you can follow me on Twitter, and I'll probably start posting stuff on my Twitter, letting you know where I am and where I'm going, and I might hit one of your cities one of these days. Because right now I'm in Dallas, I could be in probably Kansas, probably Monday or Tuesday, or I could be in California, no matter where. And my YouTube, it's a slow running process, but I'm getting it down.
Awesome, man.
I still got a few things to work with.
All right. Well,
I
all
don't
that really
think he'll
matters.
get out of California, right?
What's that?
Do what?
I don't think he'd be getting out of California, right? Because of this whole thing. I mean, is that
I
what
go
I'm
in all the time. I go in and out.
Oh.
Truckers do go in and out because we have to make deliveries, and then we have
Yeah.
to take the deliveries out. And
Yep.
it's usually yes.
Oh, it's
New York
that.
is like that too.
I didn't know it was.
Yeah. But God, what was I going to say? I just saw somebody say that something crazy happened with protesters at the White House. So we might end up.
I see the video of that.
We might end up seeing something about that. But I do want to thank all you guys for being here with me and everybody that came on before you guys too. One person who we unfortunately couldn't have here is Storyman Jack, also known as George Big Dick Lucas. His link is in the description. Make sure you guys check out his channel. He's going to be announcing some cool stuff here soon. He hasn't been around because he's been working a lot, but please give him some support as well. He supported me for a very long time. Thank you, everybody. I wanted to end with a bright note. I wanted to end the stream with a bright note. And I see I'll see Drunk 3PO in the chat showing love to Subhuman. Thank you so much, Drunk 3PO, my bestie, my YouTube bestie. But we can only really end this stream in one way, in my opinion. So let's just go ahead and watch some cuteness play out right in front of us, right here.
Oh boy.
Fucking thing I've ever seen in my power.
Ah!